Welcome to Odyssey of the Dragonlords. A new campaign with a new story. This is the land of Thylea, a lost continent that lies at the edge of every map in the multiverse. A land that has seen it all. The rise and fall of gods and titans, the creation of new life, and of course, great conflict. Much like the first war where the titular Dragonlords arrived, a group of powerful, dragon-mounted warriors that sought peace in a world of turmoil by any means necessary. 500 years have passed since that conflict, and the new gods of this world and the Titans have made a flimsy oath of peace, one that is said one day will reach its end. However, to prevent that, a group of warriors powerful in their own right have answered a call. Called upon by agents of the Oracle, this group of warriors have decided to gather in a location known as the Sour Vintage, a small rural inn within the heartlands of Thylea. The warriors are as follows: Drakgar Doomfist, Porunga, Exandri, Metius, Derek Lenius, and Juno. What fate awaits these destined heroes of legend? Will they be able to fulfill the prophecy and save the land? Or will they fall to the evil machinations of the Titans Siren and Lutheria? Our story starts like many others, in a tavern.
Let's continue with the other person that does arrive around the same time. Next to Juno. Matthias, could you describe your character?
You would see a short, thin man with olive skin approaching this inn. His hair is long and curly, draped just past his shoulders with deep brown eyes. His toga that he's wearing is very simple, but there are some nice green accents on it, and he walks maybe more upright than you would expect somebody to that looks not as the way that he does. There's maybe like a little bit of pride in his step, whether it's earned or not, and sort of juxtaposing that is a troubled look in his eyes.
Okay. So you two arrive around the same time. Maybe you weren't traveling together, but you happened to coincide approaching the entrance to the Sour Vintage around the same time. You guys kind of see each other, and well, Metius, you would see the previously described, Minotaur here. So what do you guys do?
So sorry, we were called here for. Do we know what we were called here for, and do we know that we're meeting people, or?
You have been called here by agents, people who claim to be agents of the Oracle, who said that your presence was required in this location to meet with someone inside the Sour Vintage Inn.
I think that if we're arriving at about the same time, Metius would make the effort to attempt to get to the door first to hold it open, as it may be trying to be overly polite, and bow his head to you slightly.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I guess I would just be questioning if we're here for the same reason or different reasons. But I would definitely introduce myself. I'd say, hi, my name's Juno. Not quite sure why I'm here, but we might have similar friends, I guess, if you're arriving at the same time.
Have you also been called to this place?
Yeah, I've been called by the same people you were called by, probably. Sorry, I forgot the name of those people. The Oracle.
Well, we certainly shouldn't disregard the summons of an Oracle. And he'd bow his head further and motion to Juno to go inside the establishment.
Yeah, I head inside.
So
and I would follow in quickly after.
So you both enter And the inside of the this inn has like this permanent but not entirely unpleasant haze of tobacco smoke. Uh, you hear the clanging of mugs, the muttering of many patrons. Some of them actually like go quiet when they see you arrive. They kind of like turn to look at you, and they're not entirely sure what to make of you. Uh, there's this woman at the front of the inn slash tavern uh, that appears to be the person in charge of this. You can tell she kind of does like this gesture to one of the bar maidens to I have this handled. Uh, this one over here, calls upon the two of you as you arrive at the front door. Kind of gesturing you over.
Metius is gonna head straight over to her to the bar and introduce himself.
I think Juno's gonna take like a quick scanner on the bar to see if he knows anyone, or if there's any danger, or if you can see any like I don't know, people he would consider dangerous, like people with weapons or people.
No real check needed. You would notice that while the great majority of people here in the tavern are like farmers or villagers or what have you, some of them do look like hunters. You spot these two gentlemen over here at the back. They look like they're wearing kind of like hunting gear. They seem pretty, like they're somewhat seasoned, I would say.
Okay, cool. And so this just kind of just appears like it looks like a local bar. It's nothing special.
I mean, it is pretty big, but it's for the most part humble.
Okay, cool. Then I will follow right behind Matthias and go up to the bar.
It is as you guys are arriving here that you rolled me a D. You rolled a D10, Porunga. That was supposed to be a roll D20.
That's a pretty good D10 roll.
Yeah, it was a pretty good D10, all things considered. You know what? I'll count it for the purpose of this. As you guys are arriving at approaching the bar, another arrival will arrive, for lack of a better term. Porunga, could you describe your character physically?
Alright. He's a tall Dragonborn, white scales, red eyes. He's wearing a traveler's robe, and it has like a bunch of trinkets on it from souvenirs of like the places he's been to.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, Porunga, you would also be arriving here around around the same time. Maybe a couple of minutes, after these two gentlemen entered the tavern.
I have one question real quick. How common are Dragonborn?
Yeah, that's a great question.
They are, well, so shall we say the original native inhabitants of Tylea are said to have been centaurs, minotaurs, and fae, like, satyrs and nymphs. Everybody else came after. And even then, amongst the settlers that arrived later on, Dragonborn are somewhat rare to see.
Okay.
Porunga, you would be arriving here at the Sour Vintage in a similar vein to what I said for everybody, following the summons that you were given.
So I would go inside.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. What were you trying to do?
I was just gonna look around and see like if anyone else looks like they were summoned as well.
Well, you do see people that appear to be talking to the barkeep at the moment. One of them looks human. The other appears to be a unusually slim Minotaur. you would see you guys are kind of talking to the barkeep there. She kind of like gestures you over. She appears to be a somewhat physically capable lady. She says, I don't mean to make any assumptions here, but I take it you guys are here for a reason, and it's not just for my drinks.
No, it is not.
We've been summoned. I believe so, but I am also here for the drinks, and I would like a wine.
Oh, they are pretty good drinks, don't get me wrong. Probably the
Uh,
finest amongst here in the Heartlands, if I say so myself.
I say I like this guy. I'll take whatever he's drinking.
Then
Wine
2
it
cups of
is.
wine, please.
Well, sure, I'll get you some. Just if you said you were summoned here, then there's somebody in the back that wants to meet you. She kind of like gestures to, around this side.
And then, sorry, do you mind asking who this person is?
She says, well, she claims to be a traveling poet, but also is working for the Oracle. I believe she told me her name was Kyra. You know, I guess she kind of looks the part, but I don't know. She was kind of weird. Um, at any case, she left a lot of money behind. Like enough to cover a whole tab. So if you are here for to meet up with her, I will be sending some drinks your way, and well, I suppose with the money that she left behind, those would be all paid for.
Interesting.
If that's the case, then I will order wine from an entire bottle from the highest shelf that we have.
All right, well, don't
Yeah, I mean, I've traveled all this way. I'll take the finest wine you got too.
All right, well, don't push your luck, but it's pretty good. She kind of gestures to one of the barmaids. You see kind of like this half-orc lady that kind of walks past all of you to get to her, and she kind of tells her, we're gonna need a couple of tankers here. Could you help me get some? And she nods, and they start like in between the two of them, kind of pulling out like a couple of tankards and start filling them. She then looks at the rest of you and says, I'll make sure these are delivered at your table. You might as well go inside.
I'm gonna leave a gold with that person that was helping out.
All right.
Just a friendly tip.
Live 1 gold piece.
So we were told it's like a back room. We can't see this person that she's talking about, right?
Not quite a back room. She said in the back, and she gestured around this direction.
Okay, before we walk over there, can I see it from where we're standing?
Give me a second. Yeah, you can see, like at the very least, you can see the table.
Okay, cool. Does it look like the person sitting at the table is very armed, or is it like?
I mean,
like a dangerous person? Does it seem like, or is it?
Not really. You see like this, kind of black-haired lady that's using, like wearing like this, albeit kind of fancy, ultimately, traveler-looking clothes. She appears to currently be in the middle of writing, something in a piece of parchment. That's what she looks like. She has like this sort of like almost quiver-like cylindrical, backpack with a couple of scrolls inside.
Cool.
All right, so overhearing all of this, I let Juno and Metius know that I too was summoned, and I will follow them.
Okay, cool.
We might as well take this chance to have the rest of the people drop in.
And introduce myself.
So you're all here at the same time. Hold on. Oh, I missed. There we go. Might as well have everybody drop in around the same time. Drakgar, could you describe your character as you approach the front of the Sour Village?
He's very muscular, very tall Goliath that got a lot of tattoos, and yeah.
Okay. Around the same time that you're arriving, Drakgar, you see 2 other individuals that are seemingly on the same path as you, almost as if preordained by some form of unseen hand to all gather here in the same place. Exandri, could you describe your character?
You see this super petite woman approach the tavern, and she's wearing these long, flowy, silky silver robes that are covering the majority of her looks. She also has her hood up, but you do get a glimpse of her face, and you could tell that she has like these stormy gray eyes and long, silky, flowy silver hair that matches the pretty expensive robe that she looks to be wearing.
Okay. And last but not least, Derek, would you describe your character?
Yes, he is a tall, handsome fellow. Has little animalistic features. The tattoos or marks around his body don't usually light up or have like a gray color to it. When it uses magic, they all turn to a certain color depending on what kind of magic he uses.
Wow.
Okay.
Sorry, can I interrupt one more time? Is that common, or is that a race we know of, or is that something that's just
He's
absurd?
a satyr.
For me.
He's a satyr, which
I'm a satyr.
you can tell by the sort of goat-like feet that they, or legs rather, that they have. Regarding the whole the magical tattoos lighting up, probably not that common. But well, a lot of
Yes.
people's magics manifest in different ways.
Okay.
So
I'm like an RGB human. I'm angry, all red. If I'm sad, all blue.
Oh wow.
He's like a mood ring. He's like a
Yeah,
like a
you
mood
kinda.
ring.
Is the thick tobacco smoke from like what do they smoke out of? Is it like a large device or a pipe, or are they like little cigarettes or something?
are more like little cigarettes. Others seem to be using, well, not cigarettes, like cigars, like like the big ones.
Right.
Others seem to be more of a, like less active smokers and just kind of have like a weird pipe, not particularly big, sort of like a like a small pipe, kind of holding them in their hands. You can tell, however, that most of the smoke centers around around this region of the tavern. Cigarrillos. But yeah, all of you guys would be here arriving roughly the same interval of time.
Before heading over to the back room where we were all pointed to, Metius would ask the barkeep if they could buy some of these cigars, if they have them in stock or something, or if it's something that like, or would he know that's something that the people just have or bring or make themselves?
Well, we don't sell cigars here. We sell little pieces of tobacco to be placed on pipes. If you happen to have one, I can probably give you some.
Well, I'll take some tobacco if it's on this person's tab that we're meeting.
Sadly, that's not quite covered in the tab. But I guess I can make a little bit of an exception here. This Kyra fella that said they wanted to meet you seems very keen on doing this. So, well, who am I to refuse some money?
While that goes on, I'm gonna start heading up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to be yeah, I'll follow just the group, I guess. Yeah.
So after taking some of this tobacco from the barkeep, Metius will also follow them and
Yeah.
just sit wherever there's room.
I would have waited for Matthias.
So the rest of you guys, Porunga and Drakgar, you guys, just push back everybody move over to the table. Metius and Juno eventually arrive there after having purchased their tobacco. Exandri, Derek, What about you two? I can't hear you ever talking, Alexandra.
Sorry about that. She's going to walk in and she will find her way over to the Tavern Maiden and she will ask if there is a meeting being held for the Oracle.
Ah, another one that was called upon. Yes, just right here around the corner. There's a woman, black hair, kind of slim, calling herself Kyra, that wishes to meet with you and the other ones that just walked by.
She will bow her head in a little thanks and then she's going to do a really quick scan of the room. Does she see anything interesting as she scans, like with the patrons that are
Um,
enjoying in drinks and smokes and food?
well, you do see, that, actually roll a perception check.
First roll of the campaign.
1.
Rolled the first time we're talking about. I'm the one that rolled the first nat 20.
Perception, you said?
Yes, perception check. 17. Well, like I mentioned before, you see like the two, the two kinds of hunter-looking individuals over here seem to be kind of, just enjoying a couple of drinks, having a talk about among themselves. But besides that, you notice like in the tables, like immediately close to you, immediately next to you, like these two over here, this sort of like farmer-looking people. They seem like they're, like they have been through, some form of event. One of them, though, currently chugging down a bit of what you think is either ale or something else, from one of the mugs, appears to kind of be, maybe a slightly, with a slight tremble in his hands. You're not sure whether that's because he's scared of something or if he's just kind of like nervous to see like all of these strange individuals walk into the tavern. The other thing of note you see is these three people at the back. One of them a goblin, one of them a half elf, and the other one a gnome, seemingly. Appear to be kind of like having like this minor injuries around their bodies. You see like bandages, like some I guess what would be the setting equivalent to like band-aids of sorts. Like patches that are kind of like have like covering wounds. They seem to be currently from where the smell of tobacco is coming from. Like some of them have like these pipes there that they seem to be smoking to kind of relax themselves. You see that they are sort of like not really talking too much, as if they're just kind of like winding down from something. Other than that, that's basically what you will notice of note.
All right, awesome. She will keep that in mind as she pulls her cloak closer around her and will slowly start to make her way around the corner.
Okay. And Derek, I assume you do the same.
I take a couple steps inside and just look around and say, wow, a lot of things have changed since I've been gone. Look around, look at some people eating food, be like, I've never seen that dish before. I'll try some later. And I asked the bartender in like this, excuse me, Miss Tender, or that's what they call people nowadays.
Just call me Atelaya.
Yes, Talai. I apologize. I was also sent here to help with some people. I believe I should follow that woman over there, correct?
I'll tell you the same thing that I told everybody. You're looking for this wandering poet that's sitting over here in the back. We don't usually get this many people just coming in at a time. But it's good to see that the atmosphere has gotten a little bit livelier, if a bit tense. She kind of looks over your shoulder, and you can tell she looks over one of the farmers. That just kind of looks away when she looks over at him.
Don't worry about it. I actually play a lot of music nowadays. I'm not much of a fighter, but I can help out somehow, some way. Well, I guess I will follow that lady. Thank you again.
She nods.
And I walk away.
As is it, so wait, sorry, where's everyone at?
Everybody's over here. You guys are all basically arriving over here at the table with the black-haired lady.
Okay. As we walk up, I'd like to ask what she's writing.
So you kind of walk up and you just ask, "Hey, what are you writing?" And she.
No, I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, that's gonna be like the conversation starter. Like, what's going on?
So you walk in, and well, how would you say it?
As our group walks up to the table, I guess I would say we were sent to come talk to you from some oracle person. What is it you're writing?
She kind of turns to you from the piece of parchment that she was writing on, and she says, "Oh, hello. Uh, yes, I did indeed call for you, and it's a good thing that you all showed up. I am currently writing a little bit of my poetry. Not quite finished yet, but it's getting there." She says she kind of like slides the parchment to the side. She then looks over at you and, well, at all of you really, says, "Oh, glad to see that everybody's here. You might want to sit down, and, if you're more comfortable standing, that's fine too."
I'll take a seat.
Being prompted, Metius would also take a seat, with a slight bow before sitting in his chair.
Okay.
I would like to lean against this wall.
Okay, the cool guy lean on the wall.
Eric wants to be special.
My
Yeah, I
character
am very
also
special.
just makes her way to the back corner and posts up against it so she
Yes.
can get a view of the entire tavern.
Yes, I am very special, sir.
Okay. I'm not sure why you're standing behind me, but fine. I guess I'll just stand. And she kind of like gets up from the chair, kind of takes a step back so she can look at everybody while she speaks. And she says, "Well, first of all, hello everyone. I am Kyra, and I thank you all for answering my summons.
Wonderful to meet you.
And it's wonderful to meet you all as well. Look, I'm going to be direct and completely honest with all of you. I am here currently as an agent of the Oracle. She believes that great destinies await all of you, really. You who answered the call, who, as far as I'm aware, have a strange story that right now Versi has refused to tell me. However, there's a saying in Thalia: great destinies are forged by great deeds. And, well, since you've taken your time to come here after answering the summons, well, I do have a petition of sorts. The first great deed, shall we call it. One that will determine whether or not you're all fit to travel the path that you've decided to embark on by answering this call. It is a task that has plagued the region of the Heartlands for quite some time, so I will not force you to undertake it if you don't feel yourself ready. But know that it is one that is necessary in the path that has been, what's the word that Versi usually uses? Ordained, shall we say.
Interesting. I'm listening.
What task is this then?
So that means I have everyone's attention? Good.
Of course.
Oh, I forgot to show you the full body, well, not full body, but the proper art of this character. Let's see. Where is this personality? I'll find one in a moment. But as you all, sort of seem to be paying attention to her. Kyra, just kind of, takes a deep breath, rubs her hands together, and says, "All right, so I'll get to the main deal, I suppose you could call it. You see, there's this terrifying giant boar that has been laying waste to the entirety of the Heartlands, killing everything in its path, destroying what isn't alive too. This boar, I am quite certain, has been corrupted by none other than the forces of the Titans, and has been sent to, in a manner of speaking, to punish the mortals of Tylea for their continued belief in the five gods. Many have attempted to hunt this boar, but just as many have failed. Now, if I'm right about all of you, and I believe I am, you all wish some degree of fame and fortune, or at least that's what most heroes tend to try to get. And if that is the case, then you must prove to the people of Tylea that you are the warriors that the Oracle's prophecy has foretold. Hunting this boar and offering it to the gods as sacrifice is but the first step in your task at hand.
The boar. How hard could it be?
So, you called us here to kill a boar? I mean, I thought this was gonna be a bigger deal than that.
There she is. She says, "Oh, it may not sound like a lot, but trust me, this boar has been touched by the powers of Sidon and Lutheria themselves. You see, the Titans, they have always hated the mortals of Tylea. But, well, ever since the Oath of Peace was established, they haven't been able to act directly against people. They always use proxies of the sort to do their bidding, and this beast is one of them. And not only that, but if this beast is, well, what it is, its mere presence, its actions, are but one of the many signs that, well, the Titans may be plotting something against the very land."
Interesting. So you say you work with the Oracle, right?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
May I ask which?
I believe you know the precise person I work with. There's only one Oracle. And, wait, are you? Ah,
Oh, oh God! Oh crap!
the one. Versi told me about you. She also told me to stay far away from you.
Yeah, she said that. She's been telling that to everybody. Get away from this thing.
Derek, right? Yes.
Yes.
Versi herself has asked me to make sure everybody's here together.
God damn it. Can't you ever have my freedom? This is the one little kid moment.
Well, we have all been brought together clearly for a reason, and this is actually two reasons now: to prove ourselves, our inner strength, and also to help the people. I say we accept this immediately.
I agree.
Well, I did expect all of you to have questions, but you're accepting it right away. That makes things way easier.
Well, that's so. Why do you work with the Oracle? Who are you, and what attaches you to this person of so much power?
Oh, I'm but a wandering poet that has, shall we say, a stake on what happens in Tylea. You know, this is my land after all.
I have a question for the DM. Is the Oracle generally accepted as being correct?
Yes.
Or is
That's a good question.
Yes.
So the Oracle is seen as like a god figure.
no god figure. The Oracle is known far and wide across Tylea for being being almost 100% right in all of her predictions. She being the daughter, this is basic common knowledge at this point. The Oracle being the daughter of Sidon, is said to have inherited.
Oh, you say daughter of Poseidon?
Yes,
Okay.
is said to have inherited part of her father's powers to a certain extent.
Okay.
This being, of course, represented in her ability to foretold the future through prophecy. More often than not, the Oracle is said to basically be always right.
So if this Oracle person is so powerful, why doesn't she just handle this?
The Oracle sees, but maybe is unable to act in the way that we could. Who are we to question the Oracle?
Is something like that. See, Versi, she is. Oh wait, I should probably call her by her name. The Oracle. It's well, it sort of has her hands tied more often than not. Being blood of Sidon tends to do that during the time as long as the oath of peace is in effect.
So, sorry, one more question for the DM. So you said that the gods are like against us, or they're like kind of set out to kill us. Is Poseidon one of those gods, or is some of the gods set to against us, and some of them are good, or is it?
Well, sort of being general knowledge in the land of Tylea. The 5 gods are separate entities from the 2 titans. The 5 gods are said to embody, the new world, shall we say, of Tylea. They walk amongst the mortal races, guide the people in whatever way they see fit to lead into a brighter tomorrow. In fact, Pythor, god of battle, is said to be the current king of Astoria. Rather, is the current king of Astoria, one of the major cities in the land of Tylea. Sidon and Acaria, though technically deities, they are considered titans, which are even more ancient figures than the 5 gods. They are is sort of general knowledge that they are not particularly benevolent. In fact, most of you would know that 500 years ago, a great war transpired between the Titans and the gods and the mortal races of the land, which ended with a oath of peace being made, which prevented further conflict amongst the Titans and the gods.
So the people in this tavern are obviously wounded, right? Like just a regular look around the tavern, Metius would easily be able to see that they have bandages and things like that.
Well, like the farmers over here, they don't appear to be wounded, but they are shaken to a certain extent. It is these guys over here that look kind of like hunters, but not really. They appear to be kind of like wounded. Kind of have like bandages and like scratches and wounds and scars that have yet to properly heal.
And that would be obvious to Metius, or would I have to like roll to notice that?
I'll say at this point it would be visible enough because you guys have been inside this tavern for a while.
So, I would turn to Kyra and say, is this boar the cause of all of the strife that I see in this establishment?
Precisely. It has been plaguing the Heartlands for quite some time, and the people here are not particularly keen on it sticking around. Like I said, many have tried to hunt it down, but nobody really has returned from doing such a task.
I didn't know it was here. I didn't know it was this close. So it's like in this town?
It is in this general basilion of the land. Just for clarification. Wow. So I'll move you from. This in general is the region of the Heartlands. Everything that encompasses this general area, what you see in this map. The Sour Vintage, which is the place you guys are in, is right here, almost dead center in the in the surface, on dead center in the hardness.
Cool. Yeah, I think this thing needs to die. Forgive me for asking for asking so many questions.
That is fine enough. It is understandable in your situation. I mean, some of you, well, I'm not exactly 100% sure what type of life you've led so far, but I have a feeling it's not too common to be called upon as prophesized warriors.
I'll point to the guys over here and then say, should we go talk to them, see if they know more about this boar that we could find out?
We should certainly gather more information. I agree.
Well,
is there anything else we need from you? Is there any way we should meet up with you if we kill this thing, or is there?
oh, I will be accompanying you actually in this path. Somebody needs to chronicle your exploits, shall we say. And, well, I am a storyteller, first and foremost. So who else to chronicle such events? Not so much of a fighter myself, however.
I'll start.
I got a question, I guess, for the DM.
Correct.
So we know Valis is the Oracle, correct? Of
Versi.
Or Versi, sorry. Would we know when we heard Kyra's name? Would we know more? Would any of us be knowledgeable in the five gods at this point in time to?
You can roll me. I mean, they are well known. I mean, but I don't know. What are you trying to imply here?
Would we know that she's the muse of the five gods?
I mean, being named after the five gods is a common thing in the land of Thylea. Oh, somewhat common thing in the land of Thylea.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you could always ask in character.
Okay. My character would kind of rotate so she's no longer posted up against the wall, and she'll look at Kyra and she would observe her and ask essentially, are you, well, it's so bad to say that out loud, maybe. Okay, she would kind of bow her head a little bit and a greeting, and then she would ask if she was the Kyra of the great stories that they grew up hearing.
She kind of looks at you with this weird sort of look in her face, and she says, "What, me? Oh, please, no. Like I said, I am but a wandering poet."
Can I insight check her?
Sure.
Let me see. Let me pull up my sheet.
Yeah, I think I would be a little I think I'd insight check too. I would be a little interested.
I don't know why my sheets keep popping up this way. It's super annoying though.
My Minotaur insight gets me a 17.
Nice.
Is she just being trying to just be modest, or she told the truth?
With a 17, well, with a 13, you're not sure, Exandri. You would think, she does kind of have this weird sort of this Kyra woman seems to have a bit of a very easygoing, lighthearted attitude. That you're not quite sure if she would match the description. She would match the idea rather of Kyra's reputation. You however, with a 17, you realize she might, have more going on than what she lets on. But at the very least, her intentions do not seem to be, doesn't seem to have any ulterior motives. She does, however, seem to have something going on more than she lets on.
You mean is it like physical power, like she seems stronger than she's letting on, or is it more so like her power, like her connection to the gods, or what about her gives off that there's power?
Say either or. She, she seems like she has, she doesn't look, I guess, physically, like strong or anything like that. But then again, you would know better that you don't need to look strong to be it.
Okay. Cool. I would stand up from the table and give kind of like some kind of bow of respect, maybe, or some kind of like whatever the monks that I grew up with have taught me for like respect stuff. But you'd never see a Minotaur doing ever. Like a little bow or something, and then say, "Let's hit the road."
She says, "Whenever you're ready to leave, do come back and let me know. I would love to watch, all of this unfold. Oh, actually, well, I won't be the only one coming along. You see those two gentlemen over there?" She points over at the two guys sitting here by the fireplace. She says, "Those are hunters that I hired to help us track down the boar, just in case some of you may not be quite adept at doing that."
Cool.
But otherwise, feel free. I do have quite a couple of things covered on a tab of sorts. By the way, over the course of this whole meeting you guys were having with Kyra, the drinks of wine were delivered to all of you. Like one tankard for each. And then she says, "I will go back doing what I was doing. Let me know whenever you might be ready to head out." And she pulls out like the same piece of parchment that she was writing on, and she begins to continue writing up her poem.
Cool. I guess this is when I would take the time to like introduce myself to the group.
Okay.
I guess we're gonna be fighting a boar together. I guess I don't really know much about what's going on, but you guys seem pretty capable, so.
Metius will follow suit and bow slightly to the group and introduce himself. "My name is Metius Manum Soul, but you may all call me Metius. I suppose we will be tackling this creature together. We should certainly, as suggested previously, acquire some more information from the patrons in this bar, and especially from those two hunters sitting by the fire."
Yeah, I agree.
My character will nod her head in agreement, and before that, though, she will, before we speak to the hunters, may I ask what everybody's preferred style of combat is, in case we do have to battle the boar?
That's a good question, yeah.
I'll grab my axe off my back and show it to the group.
Nice axe.
You seem like you might be a close combat of sorts fighter, correct? She says towards the Goliath.
I know. And smile. With an evil grin.
Looking at Exandri, Metius will motion to a small, maybe leather-looking pouch that he has on his side, and he'll say, "I'm mostly a scholar, but I can cast a spell or two."
Yeah, I'll be up close in combat, but I don't use weapons. I use martial arts methods that I was taught.
I'm a mid to long range caster. And I provide the music.
Can I insight check Pumo? Or what's
so you're the
Pumo's name?
cheerleader, hey?
I'm gonna insight check.
Cleric?
Nice.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight, but I'm looking for like what kind of like physical strength he has, or like what kind of things he'll bring to a fight physically, like other than musical stuff.
Hmm.
Like just kind of scanning his character and seeing if he's someone to be intimidated of or not.
I mean, sure, you can go ahead and roll insight. I guess I'll ask you, Pumo, what what he would garner with such insight. If he was to roll high enough. Go ahead and roll me your insight, Mitch. Juno. 13.
Okay, 13.
What do you think he would garner with that? There?
He'll see that I do play instruments, but I do have I believe I have a long sword as well on me.
Oh, okay.
So I have some sort of capabilities up front if I have to, but I'll mostly just stand back and cast some spells if I have to.
Okay, cool. I was kind of wondering like magic stuff because you like the Oracle, or you know the Oracle, but never mind. Sorry.
It's
He's our
fine.
cheerleader.
Does know the Oracle.
Very well. Oh.
So anyway,
Okay.
yeah. You guys, if you want to take some time to introduce yourselves, kind of gauge each other's abilities, you might do so, or try and garner some information from the other patrons. You can also do that.
We should probably head over there.
After hearing everybody and what their capabilities might be along the lines with, she will stand up from the table and she'll be like, I'm a healer, a priestess. It'll be a pleasure to meet and work with you guys. But I'm going to go over to the patrons in the far corner to see if they need any assistance with healing. She's just gonna go to that back corner that she inspected earlier.
Kind of walk past everybody. When they see Drakgar approach with you, Xander, they just kind of like look at him up and down, like they thought he was gonna just like step on them or something. And the people over here just kind of turn to look at you. You see the goblin looking citizen kind of put down the 2 size mug of ale or whatever he may have drank, and kind of looks over at you and says, can we help you with something?
You guys looked injured. Are you guys okay?
Yeah. Well, what gave that away? She kind of looks down at his bandaged arms. The other dude at the far back, the half elf, just says, "Yeah, ran into quite a bit of trouble some time ago. You've heard of that boar that's been going around here? Yeah, we tried to set up a trap for it. It didn't do anything. Gored one of our friends, dragged him into the woods screaming. We couldn't follow it."
Oh shit! I'm sorry about that.
Can I just move my character over to there if I wanted to follow?
Yeah, you guys can move your tokens in the map, like if you want to. Don't.
Oh, wonderful.
My character would ask them, was there anything odd about the boar that you could describe to us?
Maybe something like its size.
The the gnome woman that is sitting next to the half elf kind of looks back at you guys and says, "Well, I'm not sure if you want to get an account of his size from my end, but I can tell you that it was big, like bigger than your friend over there." Kind of points at Drakgar. And she says, and it was huge, had like this really rough hide, like even if we shoot him or stab him, like he wouldn't do much, or at least, well, it seems like it was pretty tough. The tusks, they were like sharpened spears, like they could just get you in one go, more like lances actually. You can tell she's kind of like very shaken up when she's recalling the appearance of the boar. The goblin then kind of chimes in and says, "Yeah, look, we tried to get it. It didn't work. I guess we're just not cut out for it. We're just, we're more used to hunting like deer and, stuff that doesn't, pierce your friend in the stomach and drags his guts all over the place. Look, that thing, I'm not sure what the hell, what in Hades has it done, or what happened to it, but it was not normal."
I'll say, I got some friends that we could probably help take it down, and then I'll like arm them over to come over. We could probably help take it down.
Well, I guess be our guest. The goblin kind of says as he downs another chug from his mug. The half elf speaks up again and says, "Look, forgive our friends here. We're all a bit shaken up from what we saw, but, well, if you truly are going to hunt that beast, make sure to give it no quarter. It's not like your usual animal that runs when scared. At least, I don't think so. I don't know, something about its eyes when it got our friend, there was something there. Like it would stop at nothing to consume everything."
Oh wow.
I said, I bet I can stop it, and then I'll flex my muscles.
Well, not sure how well you can stop it if it comes at you tusks first, but I suppose you all do look like you are, geared up for adventure, I guess. Well, sorry, I wish we could give you more, but we couldn't see much.
Metius will look over sympathetically at them and say, "My condolences for the loss of your friend. And I'm sorry that we have to press you for information so soon after this tragedy has happened. But could you tell us where you saw this beast last?"
I don't know, like, probably was like north of here, I think. It's going all over the Heartlands, really, but that's the last place we saw him.
Were you able to track it yourselves?
I just said that we didn't follow him after he dragged our friend. No,
Well, how'd you guys find him, or did he find you guys?
he found us. We were
I see.
trying to set up traps in the farm that my uncle owns, but well, right when we were doing that, it somehow managed to dash out of the. I'm not sure exactly from where, and it just caught us by surprise.
You were setting traps to catch him, or you were setting traps for other animals?
To catch it, of course.
Oh, you were trying to kill the beast.
Yes, but well, we obviously couldn't do it.
Well, I appreciate the information you were able to provide us.
Yeah. Are you guys? They're coming with us, aren't they? Are you guys coming with us?
No, not them.
I don't think they.
They kind of look at you like, what? What the fuck?
No. Okay. Sorry. I must have misunderstood something. Didn't they say someone's coming with us?
It's
the
the
one-
two gentlemen by
It's
the
the
fire.
hunters by the fire.
Oh. I apologize. Yeah, that's my bad. I was
Hate you
oriented
anymore,
wrong at the table.
Probably hate you even more right now.
I'm just gonna put the two with the name tag so you can tell them apart in the crowd.
Okay. Sorry. That's not bad.
Feels good, man.
So yeah, well, you guys are, you guys went to go talk to the, to the hunters. You guys do anything else?
I walk over to the writer. I tell her, hey. So
Oh god.
hi.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Buster. Don't look. Juno Versi. You know she can get jealous.
Yes, she does.
Not going to incur her wrath, and I believe neither should you.
I know that. Don't worry, I wasn't gonna go there. Okay.
Oh,
Look.
what
Look.
What
It's
were you
just,
going to ask?
I've been. She had me there for a long time. I've been trying to you could say trying to change myself to the new how this era is now. Haven't been that much lucky with talking to people. So uh if we win this, can you like make sure like it makes me look a little more better towards her, please? Just a little bit.
That is
To like
that is why I'm chronicling this.
for it looked like he was especially good in this fight. Just saying.
Don't worry, I'll make sure to do the appropriate artistic influences here to make you all look the best you can. Although, well, if you are indeed who she believes you guys are, then you have nothing to fear. I'm sure you'll do just fine.
It's just I'm having trouble with people nowadays. Like I said, you had to be cooped up there for a while. You were probably not born by then. I don't know. You just
How old are you?
very old, sir. Very old.
Sure,
Right.
we'll say I don't know the details.
Yes.
We'll kind
Very
of
old.
look over at you and say, yeah, do not worry about being, having to look good here. I never skip out on making the objects of my, shall we say, works look good.
All right. All right. I'm just. It's been tough, man. It's been pretty tough. It's All right. I'll lead you to it. I'm pretty sure our group should be ready. I might just walk over and see what they're doing,
All right.
and I leave the table.
She continues to, write something on the parchment. So
Fire.
rest of you guys, what do you guys do?
I would
go
like.
to the. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I go up to the first table. When I walked into the tavern, that you said that the people kind of look shaken up or like worried about something, and my character will be like, "Good evening. I couldn't help but notice that you guys seem to be troubled about something. Is there anything that I can do to assist you guys tonight?"
She kind of, like they all kind of like look at each other, like confused with what you meant by that. One of the, one of the men in the table just kind of like raised an eye and they're like, what do you mean?
My bad. Did I go to the wrong table?
No, yeah, I mean you are talking to the farmers, but they're
Oh,
just
okay.
kind of confused with the way how you phrased your your sentence.
Okay. Sort of like, well, as you know, there are quite a few people in this tavern tonight that might be looking to eliminate a creature who is out on the rampage, and I just kind of noticed when I entered the tavern earlier that you guys looked to be troubled. Is it also due to this boar incident?
Well, yes, everybody is like this. I think if it was up to us, we would leave to Astoria or Mitros or other place far away from here. But this land is our livelihood. We can't just leave it behind. But we're not strong enough to defend it either.
Have any of you seen this boar on your land?
The lady that is at the table says, "No, I haven't at least, but I've seen the destruction it leaves in its wake. The other day, one of my neighbors, well, basically had a big hole going entirely through their house, as if the creature just barreled through. And, well, it also killed most of the livestock they own."
Oh wow.
And this just happened the other day at your neighbor's house, correct?
Well, yes.
Um,
Wait, all of you, I saw you walk in with a group of people earlier. are you guys going to be going out there to hunt the boar?
Well, that seems to be the idea. We're going to do our best to stop it.
Then you shouldn't waste too much time here. Sorry, that was a bit rude. It's just this thing has been causing all sorts of chaos around here. If there's anybody able-bodied enough to get rid of it, then, well, we'll take our chances even with a bunch of strangers like all of you.
May I ask what direction your neighbor lives in? So we could get a ground footing on what direction the boar might be traveling?
Well, this was, I believe he lives a bit, east of here.
Right. Thank you very much, and enjoy your guys' dinner. And she'll just walk to the door. And then she'll post up at the door and just wait to see if anybody else does anything.
Okay. Does anybody else do anything?
Well, we gotta find this thing. Do we know where to find this thing at?
We need to talk to these hunters, so Metius will walk over to them at the two people described to him at the fireplace and courteously bow once again and introduce himself. My name is Metius, and I was told you have some information about this boar that we're hunting, or maybe are able to help us.
You can look at each other, nod, and one of them says, "Yes, right. Name is Javan. This is my friend Neas." The other man kind of nods and waves. Javan says, "Yes, that lady over there, the one you were talking with," kind of gesturing at Kyra. He says, she hired us as, potential scouts to help find this thing. Now look, nobody really in their sane mind would go after this beast, but, well, let's just say we're a bit tired of it just going around destroying everything as it pleases. So yes, we are pretty adept at tracking creatures.
And I would like to give them a once over to see if they really do seem capable, or if they're obviously different from that other group that we were speaking to.
What do you mean?
Like, I want to look at them to see if they really look capable enough to help.
Make me an insight check.
Insight?
With a 9. Well, you think they, they're not like superheroes or anything by that extent, they're just people who happen to, at least by the looks of it, happen to be good at what they do. At least good enough.
Okay.
Should we go?
Cool. So yeah, let's. So we're all kind of grouped up right now, just kind of talking about where to go next, right? Or is anyone away from the group right now?
The two that would be the first away from the group are Exandria and Porunga, who are by the door.
Okay.
Should we go track this thing down?
Well, hopefully with their help we can find it.
Yeah. I'm going to say thanks for offering to help us. I know that this is a pretty terrifying thing to go forward with, but we'll definitely try to protect you as best as we can.
Yeah. The other one, Taneas, says, "Don't worry. As long as we get the chance to put a couple of arrows in that fucking thing, we are happy to assist."
I'm going to shake their hand, and I guess talk to the group. Does anyone? Is this a town that has like shops and stuff, or can we go to like somewhere to?
Less of like a town. It's more like a couple of structures are kind of laid down around the main road of this area. There's, I will say for the purpose of convenience, that there is a couple of convenience sort of shops around these parts for if any of you, wish to acquire some supplies.
I think I'm good, but I'm just wondering if like healing potions and stuff, but probably not. I'm not gonna worry about that.
I don't think we can afford them yet.
Cool. Well, are you guys? Does anyone have anything they want to do? Are you guys ready to? I think that we should try to stealthily find this thing. I don't think we should. I don't think we want to run into it, where it knows where we're at first. Obviously, so let's try to scout it out.
Certainly,
Sounds
let's
like a-
make haste.
Javon and Taneas kind of look at you two, and seeing as how the you guys seem to be getting ready to head out. Javon taps Taneas on the shoulder, and Taneas looks over at Kyra, says, "Boss, it seems your guests are going to be departing. You told us to let you know." Kyra looks over and says, "Ah, quite. Well, thanks for informing me." She rolls up the piece of parchment she had, puts it in the little quiver-like background, and you see as Kyra, Javen, and Taneas, seem to be getting ready to head out with you guys.
Cool. We've got a big party.
Before departing out of the sour vintage, is there anything else anybody wishes to do?
I don't think so.
Sorry, you hear some noise in the background. It seems the neighbors are having a party. So hold on. All right. So if nobody has anything else to do here, I will move you guys back to the Heartlands map for the time being.
What was the name of this tavern?
The Sour Vintage.
The Sour what?
Sour Vintage.
Thank you.
So, as you guys exit out the Sour Vintage, you hear Taneas, one of the scouts slash hunters, look back at you see him look back at you, and he turns around and says, "We were informed that the creature is somewhere. It was last seen heading north. I saw you talking to the other hunters. I suppose that you heard the same."
We did. We heard the same.
Right. Well, if you give us but a couple of moments, we can go to the last location it was seen at, and we'll go from there.
Cool. Has this creature ever been not hostile, or is it just immediately hostile the second it comes into contact with people?
Javen says, "Well, boars are of course a common occurrence. They're pretty common animals around here. That is to say, regular boars are. This thing, I'm not sure that thing is even a boar anymore. A regular boar will see you, and if it feels threatened, it might, rush at you, maybe hit you a couple of times, and then run away. This thing, though, from what we've heard, is far more aggressive than just that.
Cool.
It suddenly showed up one day and started attacking everything in its path."
And we should get to this quickly before more farms are destroyed.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get going.
Correct.
Yes.
As you guys begin to head out from here, you begin to head, northward, away from the Sour Vintage in the general direction that you figure out the creature was last seen at. It doesn't take long before, being a couple of miles away from the Sour Vintage, you start passing by ravaged farms and settlements. There's this very noticeable segments where fences were destroyed, entire walls and doors of houses were torn apart. There's still like dried blood. There's dried blood in segments of the the settlements and the farmlands that you pass by. Obviously of something being killed there. Whether that was a person or an animal is unclear.
Yeah.
There's rocks and trees along the road that are, have this very visible like gouge marks on them. There's this deep sort of like jagged like trenches around the ground. And to add to the trifecta, there's various carrion crows that kind of flock around the fields, all of them picking at the bodies of other falling animals or people whose bodies have yet to be moved out of the way.
Can I check the bodies and see how recent they've been attacked, or if they look recent,
Uh,
or if it looks like it?
Make me a medicine check. Well, some bodies look, not this. The bodies you're passing by don't look quite as fresh. The fact that there's already like carrion eaters around here indicates that they've probably been out here for a while. Probably, I would say like days old. You do kind of continue going, forward, and I'm gonna need, well, I will put this option to you guys. You can either let Javen and Taneus do the survival check to attempt to track the boar, or you guys can do it by being helped by them.
I think we should leave it to them.
We could probably roll. Or,
I mean, that's why they're here, isn't it?
yeah, I guess.
If they're the experts, then I think we should leave it to them.
Okay.
That's up to you guys, though. I mean, I don't.
I agree. I would not. Metius would definitely not really understand tracking super well.
Same.
So you see that at some point, when it seems like that, the trail of destruction seems to kind of go weird and kind of split up in various directions. Javen and Taneas kind of like kneel down, and you see them kind of like discuss things among themselves. Kind of, one of them kind of like places like a hand on top of one of what they believe to be kind of like tracks to kind of like measure, see, something as I will make their survival checks. Oh wow. So you see, yes, at first they kind of argue of which direction the creature may have gone off into, but eventually Javen seems to kind of pinpoint more of the area that is most likely to have run into.
It seems that the trail that Javen picked up leads into the mountains not too far away from this location. He kind of turns around and explains this to you guys and tells you guys to get ready.
And
So how far are these mountains away?
Probably like a couple of miles away from the Sour Vintage.
Okay.
It is, yeah, like 2 or 3 miles away from here.
can I prep my grapple in case we get jumped, or if it sounds like one's coming? Or actually, no. I'll grab out my battle axe.
Okay.
My character is going to ask a question, and she's going to be like, shouldn't we come up with like a battle plan?
I agree.
Should we make a trap and try and steer the boar into the trap so he's more in a confined spot? We can tie a bunch of ropes together, maybe in some dense trees, and try and lure him into it,
As
so he's more constricted.
as you're saying that, Taneas looks back at you, Exandri. He says, if you're talking traps, we also happen to pack enough to create a couple. What are you looking for? Pit traps, spike traps, snare traps? We have it all. Of course, we will need some help to build this.
Well,
Should go
hear
spike
me
pit.
out. I'm not the greatest at hunting boars, so whichever you think would be most effective to trap it.
Well, we're also, I would love to say that we are experts at this, but considering this is a monster unlike any regular boars, I don't think, well, I'm not exactly sure which one would be the most appropriate.
We know from speaking to the people in the tavern that this boar is strong enough and large enough to destroy homes. I don't think any kind of a snare trap would work on it. Our best bet sounds like digging a large pit and filling it with spikes.
I don't know if we have time for a pit though.
Metius will then cast Mold Earth and just whatever areas around him, and just pull up maybe a 1 foot by 1 foot sphere, I guess, of dirt, and say, well, we don't have to spend that much time digging because I can move the dirt myself.
Oh shit! All right, that's a cool ability, man. I'm down with your idea.
Right, you might want to save that for when we actually get to this thing, because from what it looks like, we are just about there, he says as he looks at the trail forward, and when you guys turn to see, the road that he points at. Well, I'm gonna move you to the next map. Where is the Boar Cave? Pow.
Oh, wow.
Place yourselves down around here. You see what appears to be a bloody trail of various pools of blood, torn branches, and very noticeable tracks that lead into what appears to be a cave into the mountain that appears to be made into the mountainside. There is an eerie quietness as this small blanket of fog kind of hangs over the land. You see as well, the trail does eventually lead to a cave that appears a little bit too dark to be seen from the outside, into it from the outside. Kaima says, well, looks like we're here. I'll get to writing all of this. And she pulls out parchment from her quiver and begins to kind of begin to write down stuff. And you kind of hear her mutter under her breath, something along the lines of, and so the Heroes 6 ventured into the mouth of the beast. And she kind of begins to go from there. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna stand right here and hold my action for grapple if the boar comes.
Okay. As far as you can tell, there is no real movement or indication so far as to what may be, happening inside of the cave, if anything.
Can we be certain that the boar is inside of this cave at the moment?
Can we list, or can we I guess what would we do?
I also listen in here if I hear any movement around like the bushes and stuff.
You might want to get a little bit closer, but you can make a perception check.
So the plan is to try to dig a hole and lure it into it, or what's the plan?
Well, according to my cantrip, Mold Earth, it only takes me one action and I can move a 5-foot cube of dirt or stone that I can see. If it's like loose earth, then I could immediately excavate a large pit. Probably it would probably have like we'd probably have to make it very large based on the way that it was described to us by the people in the tavern, and we could get the hunters to use the spike traps that they brought and put it inside of this pit. And I think that if we put it at the mouth of this cave and then somehow lure the boar, as the other hunters and the farmers sort of describe to us that it has like some hunger in its eyes, that it will charge us, we could lure it right out of the mouth of the cave where the pit would be, and if it was full of spikes, then I think that we could at least trap it and make this much easier for us than trying to charge it head on.
Discussing this, Javon looks over at you and says, well, like I said, we come prepared to basically do a couple of traps here. The spike pitfall trap, spike barricade perhaps. The snare, well, may not entirely work, but we can, nothing hurts to try. Which one of these you think should be the best ones?
I think just my opinion, I really think that I could dig this pit out quite quickly, and we could fill it with spikes, if that's okay with everybody else, but we'd have to do it quietly enough that the boar doesn't come charging out at us immediately.
Right.
What do you guys think?
I'll keep watch.
I think the pit's a really good idea. Also, maybe if we did like a spike barricade, because I don't think we have to make the pit as big as the mouth of the cave. Maybe we could have, or maybe a group of us could make one little barricade on the side to kind of like help direct him towards the pit, so he like doesn't miss it.
How are we making the barricade? Is that someone have that ability, or is that somebody at the craft?
That's one of the traps that the hunters seem to be prepared to make. So out of character. It would be like around like a 5 or 10 so feet long barrier that is made along the, not barrier, but like a line rather, that is made along the ground with a couple of angled spikes, stakes rather. Is basically what it sounds like. It's just like a line with stakes that is angled in such a way so that if the boar was to come running from a side, would probably impale itself on it, if not at the very least hurt itself.
Cool.
I would like to try to stealthily move within range. It's 30. The range that I can cast my cantrip Mold Earth at is 30 feet. I'd like to try to stealthily move within range of the mouth of the cave so I can begin excavating.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
When I start to see Metius move to do his earthy thing, my character still has her robe on, but underneath she like latches onto one of her symbols that she's wearing around her neck, and she's going to mumble something under her breath and cast guidance on him.
Oh, nice.
To assist him in his earth digging adventure.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Here, I will pass you over some of the stakes, says Tineus. So where are you placing? Mark me on the map. Where are you placing the hole?
It would be right at the mouth of the cave. How do I How do I ping that out? Like right around here, pretty much right where that circle is at. Were you able to see that ping?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see that circle.
But since it says for my cantrip that I can instantaneously excavate a 5-foot cube, I would like to just have probably, because they're telling me that this boar is huge. I would like it to be the entire width of the mouth of the cave, and then like 15 feet out, which would be toward us, to make sure that the entire boar could probably fit in there.
Hold on. In that case, let me do something here. Around this size?
Yeah.
All right.
And since it says that I can instantaneously excavate it and move it along the ground and deposit it up to 5 feet away, I would want to move the whatever I'm depositing off to the left and right sides of the mouth of the cave, so that there might be like a little. It would be higher, so it would sort of force the board to go in a forward direction. So like I would probably deposit it. I can't seem to ping it. Just to the sides of the mouth of the cave.
So like
to kind of make like a little guide with whatever I'm excavating.
like this.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, well, Taneas does, have the spikes that he will need help to set up. So I'll say you're like somewhere nearby, to help him set up the thing, unless somebody else is helping Taneas set up the spikes.
Yeah, I'll help while kind of just listening and watching. I do have a 13 passive perception.
Yep. In that case, will move you over here to the other side of the thing.
My
Oh,
character is just following the guys around. She's not very strong. She knows that's not her strong suit. So she's just trying to assist them by like casting guidance on them when they're like trying to construct and move spikes around.
Derek, Porunga, Drakgar, and Exandri, are you guys going to be helping out? Do you guys want to set up a different trap while everybody else works on the other one?
I'm gonna protect Taneus in case the boar comes while he's setting up the trap.
Okay. Porunga, Derek, Exandri.
I'm just gonna lean against this tree over here.
My character knows that her strong suit is not being strong. So she's going to follow the guides around and like just take turns casting guidance on them so they can perform even better at the task at hand.
Okay. Porunga.
I'm just standing back watching.
Okay. So nobody's helping Jalen set up the next trap. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll help.
So,
But
you're already helping.
I was.
You're already helping Tanea set up the other one.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's why I was asking everybody else.
I'll help the other guy.
Okay, Porunga. Which trap? From you guys are setting up the pitfall over there. There's still the snare and the barricade. Which trap do you wish to? You guys wish to set down and where?
We could probably have the spike one out where we are at.
Anybody?
Where should we set up the snare?
Well, if it's going to escape at all, it's going to escape the farther. It would like the top of the map be north?
You will say it is for now.
Then it would escape like in a southwestern direction if it could somehow get out of the pit. So if a last ditch effort would be to put the snare kind of in a a southwestern direction, like kind of coming the same way that whatever the natural path of the boar would be. If we really want to put the snare up, exactly right there, we would really want to put it there.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me also check something. All right. We'll say that this one is connected from here to here. Kind of tying it around these two trees here.
Cool.
Those of you who are setting up the trap, I want you guys to make me a survival check.
Don't forget you have guidance.
Everyone setting up the trap has guidance?
Well,
I
whoever.
casted guidance on everybody who is setting up any form of the traps.
Well, so only one person can benefit from guidance at a time. So.
Is it in person percentage?
Well, damn. I was about to ask. Who was the one doing it? But sure. It looks like Porunga was helping over there, and it looks like you guys suck. You do have guidance. Juno, if you wish to use it.
That's a D4?
It's a D4 extra to the thing.
Oh.
Yes.
That's good.
14. Damn. Apparently that's.
I guess how.
Apparently that's still not enough. As you guys are, setting up these traps with, Javon and Tanaeus, Porunga, you can't quite get the grip of how to put the snare here. You're kind of trying to find a way to kind of like tie the rope in such a way that it would, trigger the sort of like pulley mechanism that Javon is trying to do here. And, he just kind of, looks over at you and says, no, you're doing all wrong. Put that part there, that part over there. Like I'm doing over here. And then as this is happening, Juno, you and Tanaeus are trying to put down the spikes there. But it's kind of hard to line them up in such a way that they stay like up. Sadly, that for survival checks have passed Exandri. But there's kind of difficult time to kind of like maintain them upwards. And then, what is everyone's passive perception?
Mine is 13.
12.
Mine's a 12.
Well,
Mine is a 13.
Perception, 10.
Okay.
11? I think. 0, that's all I know.
In that case, those of you with a passive perception of 12 and above would be able to hear, albeit a little bit too late, when some movement begins to transpire from the cave. And then you realize, you managed to see him fast enough that it otherwise would have caught you by surprise. You see this creature begin to move from the shadows of the cave. You hear the flaring up of giant nostrils as they exude this putrid smell, and you will see as the creature. And let me reveal the map now.
oh, it's gigantic.
The creature, the boar, is scarred, covered a hide adorning its massive frame. The two tusks that kind of twist in an unnatural manner towards the front of his snout. The eyes red and filled with madness. it looks over at you. And as the, sadly, due to the really subpar survival checks that were made, you guys were sadly unable to create the traps in enough time.
Edge.
And it is as the boar shows up and the, Taneus and Javen are scared shitless. It is where we will roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Click your character first on the token.
Give me some. Oh.
Get wrecked. Go first. Let's go.
How
I didn't get put on there. I clicked my character.
Do it again. It's fine. You might roll a 12 or 13. Who knows?
nice, a 4. That's beautiful. How deep was I able to make this pit? Because like in 30 seconds, because it just costs 1 action, right?
Oh,
In 30 seconds, I can excavate like a ton.
It itself was made. It is the
Yes.
placing of the spikes that is what failed here.
Okay, I'm just glad I have a pit.
Juno, you got a 11?
Yeah, if you could put me on there, that would be great. Thanks.
There we go.
You go first, BB.
And now I get to roll initiative for these two guys.
Imagine rolling a 4.
You hear Kyra all the way at the back when the when the boar shows up. You hear Kyra say, "Remember, if you're going to kill it, do so as a tribute to one of the 5 gods."
Is there something special that we should know about that? Like, is there some special way to do that, or is that just like something that?
Roll me a religion check. Whoever might be interested in knowing how to do it.
But I went to an academy. I'm so scared I forgot.
Even
Nat 20, the second roll. Oof.
Even with an 11, Metius.
Roll it just man myself.
Even with an 11, Metius, you would know that. Well, there are like a couple of ways to provide, a sacrifice or a tribute to the gods. One of them, which is the most common one, is to, sort of make a pyre out of the dead or dying animal. However, there is, the more simpler, quicker one that is considered less, less so ritualistic, less connotations. It's simply to dedicate the kill to that, to the specific god you wish it to dedicate it to. Whichever one you decide to do, it's up to you. Whoever gets the final hit on the creature. Do remember that I do go for for non-lethal takedowns. So if you wish to not kill the boar and then sacrifice it later on, that is an option. So that is everybody except for the boar, and I get to the mission for the great boar.
Dang.
Alright.
Aw, I wanted to go first.
So Taneus looks at this thing just show up, and he is like,
By the gods, it's horrible. Javen! He kind of turns over to him and says, "Let's do what we do best." And he moves back like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30, and will take a shot with his longbow at the boar. Missing. The arrow goes over to center dead on the forehead of the boar, and it dinks off its hide. No way. He says. I just realized I totally forgot his Russian accent. So no way. He says, Derek, it is your turn.
Yes, So I will move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I will use, where is it? Come on, here it is. I will ask or use my bardic inspiration.
Okay.
The 1d6, and I will apply it to Mr. Drakgar.
Okay. How do you inspire Drakgar?
I get close to this cliff, and behind the trees, I use my, I believe it's my lute, and I play a little song. Kind of look like a farm kind of song, and then it get, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Little jingle, that's all.
Okay.
It's my bonus action, since it cuts the bonus action.
It's your bonus action.
That was my bonus action, yeah, because it's right there.
Your action.
Action, let me go to those spells real quick, apologize. And this would not count as in range, correct?
That you
Please.
also that you can see within range. There's kind of a wall of the cave in between you and the boar.
Dang it. Let's see. I will hold my action with Bane. So if the word comes out, Bane will be casted. Well, one spell, of course. It's only level 1.
Okay.
So Bane, and that will be it.
Drakgar.
First, I'm going to. It lets me press the button. Activate Rage. And
Yes.
then I'm going to hold
Damn it.
my battle axe for when he comes out of the cave.
Damn it.
Exactly.
All right. She is going to look at the boar, look at our traps, and notice that the only thing that was completed was the pit itself. She's gonna reach in under her cloak again and grab that same symbol, and she's gonna be like, Pipethorn, please bless us in this fight. And then she's going to cast Heroism on Draknar.
Thank you, thank you.
And you will gain 3 temporary hit points.
Sick.
Is it at the start of my turn or yours?
Oh, it says when you do it.
Okay, at the start of each of your turns, you will gain back 3 temporary hit points
It is also a
until the
It's
spell.
also a range of touch, meaning you have to.
Oh, I can walk up to him. That's fine.
Move over to Drakgar.
Put a cross.
I will.
Put in the face.
I will touch him, and his body will glow briefly, and then I'm going to keep going.
And I'll look at Alexandria and say, thanks for that.
She'll just nod her head.
Juno.
That's her turn.
Juno.
Yeah, I'm trying to find unarmed strike on my sheet, but I don't. Oh, I see it. Never mind. Okay. So this there's a pit there. I think that Juno is going to like step back like right behind the pit and try to like as a way to like try to entice him to come at me, and I'm going to ready an action, an unarmed strike action in case he gets in melee range with me.
Okay.
And that's going to be my turn.
Javen. will just kind of walk back with Tenaeus, kind of nod at him, and they both kind of do like this sort of like arrow volley formation to kind of be able to shoot the boar. He's gonna take a shot with his longbow. 11 misses. Another arrow just pinks off the hide of the great boar. And now, the time we've all been waiting for. Great boar.
Please, Pet.
Well, funny thing about jumping distance in
No.
Mega low.
when moving forward a certain distance, you can jump a number of feet equals to your strength score.
Oh shit.
Gonna land right beside me.
So
Wish I knew that about last time.
I mentioned this rule before in the previous campaign.
Oh well.
So you see
Shall
a boar
remember.
kind of like drags a leg across the ground. Yes, it kind of seems to be preparing for a charge forward. And after it moves 10 feet forward, you see him with green immense strength in its hind legs, kind of like jump forward to get like right here, where it triggers the up attack for Juno and Drakgar.
Doesn't my Bane also go off too?
And Bane, correct. So he will make a charisma saving throw. He will fail. But guess what, y'all? This isn't just a regular boar.
Magical boar.
It will use a legendary resistance to succeed.
Oh
Dang.
gosh. I cast Bane.
Yeah, it succeeded the save. Let's see, 13 and a 9. 13 does not hit the boar, Drakgar. And as it was moving around, it will take a fucking tusk on one of you. Let's see. Where is the giant? No, not great boar. I just had the sheet open. What is? Yep, it will use a tusk attack on. I'm gonna roll 1d2. 1 is Juno, 2 is Drakgar. On Drakgar, will use a tusk attack on you. Good thing you're raging, because this guy hits like a truck.
I got another oh shit button, so we're good.
Did it roll the attack? It's not rolling the attack.
The part.
That's a miss. Let's see. Yeah, that is it for it. You see as the boar kind of like jumps forward, and as it's kind of like sliding like across the ground, kind of tries to tusk Drakgar, but you manage to block it with your great axe, right as it was going for your kidney. The boar then hits you all with something strange. It begins to speak. And
What?
says, "Finally, I will get to make do on my promise."
What?
Wee.
So that's it for the boar, Porunga.
I'm gonna move back here and cast Ray of Frost.
Go ahead. Finally a hit.
Whoa.
Take your do your
2 damage. Let's go.
Great roll.
Let's go. I knew it.
2. It doesn't even look like it faced it. You can tell your Ray did hit, and she just seems incredibly chunky.
His speed is also reduced by 10.
That is true, and that is good.
Nice.
And I will end my turn right here.
Alright. Metius.
Matthias is going to back up to about here, and definitely humbled by not understanding that animals can in fact jump. he's going to lift his hand and cast magic missile at the boar. Lifting his hand, 3 darts will appear, and he will say Dexai, close his fist, and the missiles will fly out and hit the boar. Do I just roll 1d4 for it, or?
With the last one.
Oh, I gotta click one more. Oh shit, I double clicked it. My mouse is not working. Nice.
Okay, so that is so 10 points of the mash on the boar. Looks like a little bit more, more chunky damage on it. Looks like it was, it did deal some damage, unlike the previous attacks on it. Anything else, Metius?
Nope, that's it for me.
Tenaeus, realizing the board's getting a bit too close for comfort. Let's see. Will attempt to move back. However, he will sadly provoke an opportunity attack from the boar, because it does have reach on its tusks.
Eek.
Oh, fuck, that's a hit.
Dang.
I casted Bane, so minus roll 1d4, sir.
Pumo, pay attention. I said that it would use a legendary resistance to succeed the saving throw against Bane. 14 points of the mash. Oh shit. As Tenaeus begins to move away, the boar kind of guards him from the back as he's trying to get some distance on him. And you see as the tusk kind of impales Tenaeus as he kind of is held up in the air by the boar. You hear Javen shout out for him, Tenaeus! And then the boar just kind of flings his ragdoll-like body to the side.
Brutal.
Oh.
No! Sadly, that was during Tenaeus' turn.
Does he look just hurt, or is he
He looks dead.
unconscious? Oh shit.
Derek.
Oh, he looks dead, but is he dead?
I mean,
He's.
has a
He
hole,
don't feel so good.
he has a hole in his chest. I don't know. You could try to do a medicine check, see if he's still alive.
It's just a flesh wound. He's only got
Oh.
like a giant hole in his chest.
Not cast Healing Ward.
You can.
I'm a cast Healing Ward. Mr. Guy. Here. Heals.
Seems to have no effect.
Oh, guys! Yeah, he's probably dead. Just saying. I moved up to 1 feet. Who's up next? Okay, since I feel this guy's dead and I use my spell, we'll give Mr. Juno Bardic Inspiration as my bonus action.
Okay. No, wait, you already used your bonus action for Healing Word.
The bonus action?
Yep.
Oh, that was a bonus action. Then I will use my action, and I will. No. You know what? For now, I think I'll just back up a bit, back up to the right here, and that'll be it.
Okay.
Now.
Back up.
And my turn.
It's closer to the board.
So back up real quick.
I'll say, you'll pay for that, and then I'll slice him with my battle axe.
Okay. That hits. Damage.
Damn it! Sorry. Minimize all these.
For 8 points of the mash oppress. Let me just check something here. Okay, yeah, your great axe finds purchase on the side of the boar's body, and you draw more blood from him. He's already looking like he's received this boar looks like it's already received quite a lot of damage.
And then that will be it for me.
Okay. Exandri.
All right, she will. 60 feet. Okay, she's going to. She doesn't like that. She's like a line of distance to the boar, so she's going to come back here some, and then she's going to reach out, and her hand is going to start glowing like this pure white energy as she casts Sacred Flame. And yet again, she's got to pray to Pythor, and she's going to ask for his guidance.
Okay, so the boar has to make a dex save. He will fail. Will not use his secondary resistance just yet. So he takes 8 points of damage. Poof. As radiant fire rains from above on top of the boar is unable to dodge it in time. So he looks, like he's bloodied. Anything else, Alexander?
She's going to just take her last 2 feet to just kind of like duck away behind the tree, and then that's it.
Okay, in that case. However, because it's now bloodied, we only get to stage 2 of the fight.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
It's going to use 2 of its legendary actions to take a tusk attack on Drakgar at the end of Exandri's turn.
That would be a hit. 11, so 10.
To half?
Or no, 5. Yes.
5.
0.5. 0.5, yeah.
Remember you had temporary hit points?
Yes.
So that's 5 minus
2.
3, so he only dealt 2 points of damage on your actual health.
Nice.
You're fine. See, you're
Nope,
fine.
that's not right. I meant
That's-
to do minus 2.
That's dead.
So, Juno, go ahead. This boar looks like it's not keen on just dying right here. You hear it once again.
Cool.
Wait, hold up. That's not right.
You hear it once again talk. And it says, "Why do you fight, knowing that the end comes near?"
I'm going to strike him with a kick to the areas where I see he's been injured. And I'm going to ask, who do you serve?
Alright, go ahead and make me your strike. That's a crit.
Oh, you. Dead, maybe.
10 points of damage. It is still alive. I will let you know, because it's the first time you play a monk. As a monk, I'm pretty sure you have a bonus. You can use your bonus action to make a martial arts strike, meaning you can do another honor strike as your bonus action.
Doesn't that require the key points, which I don't get until I'm level 3?
You're thinking of Flurry of Blows. That is a different that allows you to do 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. Part of your martial arts feature allows you to do a singular unarmed strike as a bonus action. It is towards the middle of it. This segment I'm about to. I can't copy paste. Here we go. It is the part that says when you use the attack action with an unarmed strike or a weapon on your turn, you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Okay, so it just has to hit. Okay.
It doesn't even have to hit. It's as long as you make it. You can use a bonus action.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, thanks for explaining that to me. I thought that was at level 3. I won't need to explain it again.
Technically,
Thank you.
you're technically the only martial that gets a pseudo multi attack at level 1. So
Cool. So I'm going to right after that kick swing around with the quarterstaff and
no,
try.
it's specifically with your unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Oh, I thought our quarterstaff counted as unarmed strike. Sorry.
It counts as unarmed strike for the purposes of using your dexterity and martial arts die.
Okay. Then I'll come around with another kick.
You have bardic inspiration, sir.
Yeah, that
You
doesn't
can use it.
You can use the bardic inspiration if you wish.
Is that a
D4?
D4 or
It's
D6?
a D6.
D4. D6.
D6.
Oh shit.
Sadly,
Bruh.
that still doesn't hit.
Wow. Such a waste. I'm so sad.
And you used up that bardic inspiration. Anything else you know?
So disappointed.
Let me think. No, that should be it.
Jamin. Will kind of like rush over, notices that Teneus is dead. He kind of looks over at the boar and says, "Die, monster!" And he takes a longbow shot, missing. Just once again, kind of like lands on a very thick part of the hide, and the boar just looks over at him with its sort of piercing red eyes, and says, "You, powerless to stop the loss of life, be gone. Your flesh is too weak to be tribute for those who granted me power." Javen is demoralized and begins to kind of like back away slowly. The boar. Let's see. Will take a tusk attack at one of yous. I'm gonna roll a 1d2. One is Juno. No, 3, because there's 3 people in range for it now. I'm gonna roll a 1d3. 1 is Derek, 2 is Juno, 3 is Drakgar. Juno, the boar is coming at you.
The boar's coming at me.
Come.
I am going to
Why is this fucker so strong?
check out my.
I believe that
Fine.
misses.
That will probably miss, but
Fine, sir. Fine.
let me look at my. Oh, dude, I have a 16 armor class.
Yeah.
Unarmed. That's That's nice.
On armor defense. That's the end of the board's turn. Porunga.
I'm gonna cast another Ray of Frost.
Go ahead. Will miss. Anything else? Porunga.
I'm just gonna end my turn.
All right, Metius.
He will once again cast Magic Missile. This time saying, "Guide me, Valis, goddess of wisdom."
So 8, 9, 10, another 10 points of damage. The boar looks like he's about to drop. He's on his last legs, and yet continues to fight. I believe that's both of your first level spells. Let's go.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope.
Derek.
So I'll actually do something now. I will. Sorry, I'm gonna use it. Character sheet, my bad. I will use a thunderclap.
That affects only targets within 5 feet. Juno is the only target within 5 feet.
Oh my god, close range. That was my action.
Wait, are you actually casting it or?
It's a. I can. It's an attack. It's not a spell. I think.
Yeah, but the
You can move before casting it.
I would
Damn it!
prefer if
I
you didn't
cast
hit me.
thunder.
Yep. Juno is still
Cast thunderclap.
Juno would still be within 5 feet of you if you are there.
I'd be on top of a snare trap.
That trap wasn't.
that's not. Oh wait, yeah.
The trap wasn't laid out properly, so it's not activated at the moment.
It's just on the floor then.
Right there, and then thunderclap. Constitution saving throw from
Blah blah.
the Boar. Here we go. He will use his last layer to succeed.
You sir suck. I go back 5, and
No.
Now hold on. Let him do his own mistakes.
just gonna die anyway.
5, 10, 15. Do you stay there? Do you move further back?
Back where I was, right here.
I mean, no. I was asking if you, where do you move from there? Because you move originally.
Also, back around right.
30 would be there.
That's it.
Okay. Drakgar, you might be able to be the one to put the board down.
I swing my battle axe.
Go ahead. That's a hit. Roll the mash oppress. Yes, on say
12.
11 points of. Oh yeah.
12. It's 12.
No, it's not.
13.
It's not a crit. So 10. My bad. 10 points of damage. That would be enough to take it down. However,
Nice.
relentless.
Oh shit.
It instead drops to 1 hit point. And will use his reaction to cast Chaos Presence. So I'm gonna need 1. Okay, who's in range for this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everybody to make me a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, thanks. My wisdom's 10.
Is
Feels
this
good,
about
man.
being frightened? Just curious, only because
It is.
Drakgar
Woo!
has
The nat 1. Let's
hero
go.
wisdom.
It is not about being frightened.
Okay.
Let's go. The nat 1 automatic.
Do I have to have my token clicked for this, or can I just click the
1 and 0 on
wisdom?
the wisdom. Thanks.
You could just roll wisdom.
Yeah, you can just do it.
Where's I forgot where saving throws are.
Towards the top left side of your core segment of the character sheet. Next to.
Oh, saving throws. Yes.
Okay, so let me just check something. So Porunga, you make it. Javen does not. Derek does not. Alexander, you make it. And Drakgar, you do not. And Metius and Juno make it. So Derek, Javen, and Drakgar. You are now considered under the effects of the Confusion spell for 1 minute.
Asleep. Got it.
No,
Use
Confusion
asleep.
is something else. Confusion, essentially at the start of each of your turns, I will ask you to roll a d10. And whatever you roll will determine your behavior for your turn. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turns to attempt to end the effect. It is a DC 13. That was the reaction of the boar. So that is that. Juno, you are still active, however. Let's
Just kill it.
finish it off. Actually, I forgot he has his legendary actions. The boar will take to just take a swing on Drakgar, because we were the last one to hit him. So, wapow! 16?
That hits.
That hits. For another 5. And heroism should keep you up.
2 damage. 2 damage feels good.
Juno, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, what?
It's your turn.
Oh, we're still in initiative. I thought. Oh no, yeah, it did live. I forgot. Yeah, okay. I'm going to make another unarmed strike.
Something hits.
Cool.
You don't need to roll damage. Tell me, how do you defeat the Great Boar?
So, I think that Juno would have been kind of calmly fighting him this whole time, and so this last strike was just harder than the rest, and comes through and cracks him like right on the side of his head. In the second it makes contact, he falls over.
I will ask. Are you following the instructions to dedicate the kill to one of the 5 gods?
I don't think that Juno knew about that because I didn't roll that, and I don't think we would have been able to communicate that through.
Kyra did tell you.
Oh, and then in that case, then yes.
Who do you dedicate it to? Now, mind you,
Me.
I ask this. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you what your options are. Which of the gods or titans do you dedicate this kill to?
Let me think here. Pyro, wasn't that the god of war?
Just to remind you, the names of the gods. You have Valus, goddess of wisdom, Pythor, god of battle, Vulcan, god of the forge. You also have, another name that I think you guys are well aware of that I'm not gonna say. As well, if you really feel like it, you can totally dedicate the kill to either Sidon or Lutheria. Or even Kentimane, the 100-handed one.
I think that the god of war. Let's do the god of war.
So Pythor, god of battle.
Yes.
Kind of while, grabbing up your strike and aiming through, you think to yourself, Pythor, god of battle, this offering goes for you. And you strike down the boar as you hit him on the side of the head. And as you hit him, and your fist is kind of like digging into, in that instant where your fist kind of like digs into its skull as it shatters. It's as if time kind of stands still and slows down. In a very Assassin's Creed-like manner, when you assassinate the target and you just get that cutscene where, where they're talking to you, the boar sends out a message into all of your minds. In reality, this only lasted like an instant before it hit the ground. But for you guys, it feels like it took way longer than that. The message that the boar delivers into your minds says, "Know this, mortals. Your sins cannot be atoned. An ancient power sleeps in the heart of Tylea. And when it awakens, the age of Mitros will come to an end. Just as my body falls to ruin and decay, so too all mortal things will come to death and Yes. No prophecy will save you. As time resumes its normal flow, the boar falls down to the ground, seemingly dead by the hands of Juno. You guys made it. And that will put us to the end of initiative.
Wow.
In fact, we are way past the halfway point of the session. If you guys want, we can take a quick 5-minute break.
I would love that. That would be great.
Yes, that's okay. Yes.
Take
Potty
a
break.
quick break, and we'll be back to see what happens next. I'll be pause this. All right, we are back from our break. Let's see. So the boar has fallen. This threat to Tylea, well, to the Heartlands region of Tylea, has been dealt with. And, well, as soon as you do that, and you have time to kind of make sure that the boar has been indeed dealt with, you see as Kyra comes out the side, having just finished written up this, this segment in a piece of parchment. And she says, and like that, the brave heroes have taken down the malicious boar. Blessed by Sidon and Lutheria, this beast is no more. And she kind of finishes writing that segment down on a piece of parchment. And then you see her perform some weird sort of magic, where she kind of rolls up the scroll and kind of throws it up in the air, and you see as it kind of lights itself with this sort of golden glow.
Whoa.
It then sort of shines for a moment there, and then the glow disappears and the scroll lands back down on the on her hand. And she says, "And now, the rest of the Heartlands knows of your deeds." As she puts the scroll back on this on her backpack.
What the hell was that?
That was just a little bit of my magic. I think I do to make sure the stories are shared around.
Cool. What kind of other magic stuff can you do?
A couple of other things, but mostly things that revolve around the telling of stories. Look,
Cool.
I can't be telling you all of her secrets now, can she?
I feel like we're trusting you quite a bit by doing this stuff, so I'd hope so.
She kind of chuckles and says, "Regardless, the boar has been felled, and I believe if you have if you have made the kill in honor of one of the 5 gods, in that case, the last thing to do is put this creature to the torch. Luckily, it happens that you have already made a pit sufficiently large enough to fit its carcass."
Just bury it right here. I mean, if this thing was, do we want to study this thing at all?
I think you can
Go
go ahead. I'll go first this time. I think Metius would probably move after sort of intently looking at Kyra, sort of looking at her cast this spell and being curious would move over to the boar and begin to examine it to see if there's what's really, other than its obviously its size and its huge tusks, what would be, if there's anything distinguishing about it.
Well, the glow of sorts that its eyes seem to emanate seems to have faded and dulled out gone after the breath of life has escaped the boar. The tusks are kind of aligned in such a way to us to kind of twist and point forward. They are jagged, but incredibly sharp and really sturdy. Kind of like almost yellowish in coloration. Uh, the hide of the boar appears to be like this sort of like brownish coloration, which matches the fur that is growing, on him. There's like this streak of white, fur that kind of goes up from the top of its, of its body, kind of reaches all the way to the back of it. The hoofs of sorts appear to be very big, very strong, but obviously not quite meant to crush. Seems to be he didn't seem to use his hooves for attack in any shape or form. It seems he relied exclusively on the tusks and whatever weird magical effect you guys were placed in. By the way, those of you who failed that wisdom save earlier, the boar died before the effect could take place. But just for clarification, the confusion spell which was the effect that was being replicated by the chaos presence, can make you do anything from moving to a random direction to be catatonic to make an attack to a random creature in range, including allies. So it's a good thing you killed this thing before those effects took place.
Damn.
That would have been scary on me.
A nightmare.
Well, yeah, that's what you see at first. When you look over the creature, Metius.
Uh,
Exandri's going to look at the guys in the group that look like they're more strongly adapt for heavy things, and she's gonna be like, maybe we should harvest its tusks. They might be able to be used for some good crafting material.
I agree. I grab my battle axe and I start cutting both of them.
Is it proper to
Before-
take something from the beast before away from the gods, or is it okay for us to take things from it?
You ask this to Kyra, I assume.
I'm just sort of he would be generally asking Exandria and Drakgar before they try to make a move. Does anybody know?
I mean,
Do we-
I don't think I would, so I'm not even gonna roll a check. But
you guys can make me
Would
a religion check and see if.
is there anyone we have that's? I guess I am. I mean, my stats don't show it, but I feel like.
Oh well,
monks
I
kinda
suppose
religious?
I have proficiency in religion. Actually, would I know it? Like, can I make a roll?
I'll
I
say.
think that would give you advantage, or I don't know how that works.
I feel like we killed the boar in Pythor's name, or that is the god of choice that, chose upon its death. We
But,
could
We,
offer.
I'm just.
I mean, Kyra said a more proper thing to do is to burn it at a pyre. If we take, I just worry that if we take something before the whole offering is sacrificed, the whole offering is made, that we could incur the wrath of the gods or of the land.
True.
I will say, those of you who are trained in religion, and even those who who may not that do roll high enough, will be able to know that while it depends, from which god you're offering this to. If you take something away from the offering. Pythor being the god of battle, probably what he cares for the most is the act of the kill itself, rather than the proper ceremony. Getting the whole, I guess, the whole body of the boar. At the very least, that's what you would know. Other gods have different, shall we say, preferences of sorts.
Okay.
If you were to have planned the offer for, say, a Siren, and then take away something from the boar. He probably wouldn't like that. But that's what you would know.
You could just offer it to Pythor. So I'll continue with my cutting of the tusks.
Roll me.
I will cast guidance.
Roll me a survival check.
Nice.
Add a d4 for flavor.
18 plus. You got in your d4.
Should we take the hide too?
Dirty 20.
So a 20. Give me just a second. What specifically were you aiming to get out of this?
I was gonna remove his tusks.
And you do so. You have to actually dig like further into the skull of the boar to remove the tusks. And even for someone of your build, Drakgar, they are heavy. As you would expect from something of this size and that sharp looking. You gain the tusks of the boar, total weighing in about. Let me check. Whew, those are pretty heavy. 20 pounds each. Actually, no.
Wow, each.
20 flat for both of them.
Oh, okay. So a total of 40.
No, total 20.
Oh no, yeah. Sorry, I misheard you. Okay, so after I'll put those tusks to the side, and then I will proceed to drag the boar into the pit, and then I will grab one of my torches, and I'll light it on fire with my tinderbox, and I will start burning the body.
Okay. So you begin to burn the body of the boar, and as you're doing all of this, you do see out of the corner of your eye how Javen has walked back over to Taneus's body, kind of like kneeling next to him. He's kind of closing his eyes. You see as he kind of begins to wrap like this cloth around the center segment of his of his body to kind of cover up the whole wound that was made because of the tusks. He just kind of lowers his head while uttering what sounds like a prayer, and he then just kind of says a little bit more quietly to himself, "May the Mother Goddess welcome you in her embrace, brother." He just kind of begins to make this sort of like impromptu, not quite like a sling, but almost like a sling, to kind of like begin to move his body further away as he kind of like begins to carry him. Seemingly trying to take him away from this location where the boar is still at. And my roll-20 crash. No, it didn't. It's just being really, really slow. So, while he's doing that, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Can I have walked over to Kyra and I'm gonna strike up like a small little conversation with her. Hopefully everything that we've done today has proven that we might be capable of bringing the oracle's fruition to truth.
I say you more than did. Far beyond expectations, too. That thing was said to be the bane of the Hardlands for quite some time. So all in all, it's sad that another life was lost to it. But you guys have all proven yourselves to be quite capable. In fact, once we have completed our business here, let us return once again to the Sour Vintage so we may properly celebrate your victory. Like I said, I performed a little bit of magic to make sure the message was delivered ahead of time. So, people should be a bit more, shall we say, welcoming of a group of outsiders amongst their people.
That sounds lovely. Kyra, how does one come to work for the Oracle? Or do you not work for her, you're just her friend? I was just
I
curious.
don't particularly work for her. Shall we say that is more of a, well, it's more of an alliance that we established. I don't particularly work for Versi, I mean, the Oracle. We've known each other for quite some time. And one day she called upon my aid, much like how I knew that that day would come. And so I arrived. And she instructed me to wait for all of you in the Sour Vintage. So I mean, well, I knew that something big was going to happen. So, well, I was there and ready to document all of your great exploits.
Will you be accompanying us on further exhibitions if we are asked by the Oracle?
If needed be, yes. In fact, well, don't tell the rest of your team this yet. Let everyone bask in their victory. I was instructed by the Oracle that after, if all of you survive this task, then we are to meet her in her temple. But well, she can wait at least a day or so while we take some time you all take some time to recuperate.
That sounds fair. Well,
So, well, I suppose she kind of looks around, notices the rest of the team's kind of like already burning the boar. Kara says, hopefully things can get a little bit easier from here. As she's saying this, the rest of you guys, the whole burning of the boar takes a while. Before it's less of a sacrificial briar, more of a like a quick torching of it. Uh, do you guys want to stick around here, or do all of you guys want to return to the Sour Vintage?
Do we? Metius would turn to the group and say, those hunters at the inn indicated to us that one of their friends was dragged off. Do we want to check on the inside of the cave and see if we can find a body?
Well, we're all
mean,
pretty healthy. We could check and there be safe or see.
yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. And who's to say that there might not be somebody inside that's still alive?
So then I will, after we're sure that this offering was received, I will begin filling in the pit so we can walk across
Uh,
and get into the cave.
you, as far as making sure that the offering was received, you do believe that there is there is like this weird sensation you feel. Uh,
Oh.
of like in men of like this weird sort of like pride, like usually depending on your characters, you may not usually feel that type of sensation often, but now you do. It is only passing and but for a moment, but you do feel it for an instant. You're not quite sure if that means that the offering was received, but you feel like something did happen.
So a few moments after that fades, Metius will begin to fill the pit back in making it safe for us to walk across.
Kind of like cover up the burnt carcass of the boar, and you guys walk inside the cave.
And I'll go first.
Go ahead and move yourselves in there. Well, the inside of the boar's cave, well, it's about what you would expect. There is shredded corpses everywhere, both of animal and human. You do, though this is kind of like, in a shadowy place because there's still like a bit of light coming in from outside, even though the sun is kind of setting at this point. You will see faint glints in some segments of the cave.
Metius will cast Dancing Lights,
Mhm.
and 4 glowing orbs of light will generate into the hover into the air, and we'll send them out. It says that whichever form I choose, each light sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius. So I'll send them out at their maximum radius, which is 20 feet, sort of equidistant from me.
So yeah, you send out your dancing lights, and yeah, much like I described previously, though now with a bit more light there. You would see that the glints you originally saw that seem to have been reflecting whatever little sunlight peeked through appear to be a couple of things. Some look like scattered coinage around two of the humanoid-looking bodies that are around, as well as a weird spear that one of them is holding. That kind of the tip of it seems to reflect light. Not quite in the way that a regular bronze spear would be able to do.
Mm.
I'll go up to and I'll pick up the spear.
Spear, upon closer inspection, appears to be have a silvered tip.
Ooh.
Do the rest of you guys go for the coins?
I think, yeah, I would. Metius would probably start picking up some of the coins, and do any of the bodies, do they look like are they mostly intact, or are they like
No, they are not. They are either ripped to shreds limb for limb, or remaining only like the vaguest of remains to indicate that they were humanoid, or in the worst case, in the worst instances, they're just completely like there are segments gone from their bodies as if they were eaten.
I think actually he would ignore the coinage, and he would go outside and dig 2 graves with mold earth and prepare to bury the corpses inside.
The ones that I mentioned, there's 2 corpses that are at the very least still like somewhat complete. Again, there's like missing legs or missing arms or like their chunks of their torsos like gone. But they look the most humanoid out of the rest of the corpses that you find. You pick up the coins. Those are 25 gold and 37 silver. As you are carrying the corpse out of the cave, Metius, Kyra does notice this, and she kind of like approaches you. And she says, "Well, it's rare to see this type of respect for the dead and the fallen. It is usually customary that when someone is being buried, some coins are placed on top of their eyes as payment for the ferryman. Of course, that's only the custom that it's there. I believe you taking time to actually do this is enough of respect enough for these people."
If that is the custom, then I will certainly follow it. If there are 4 eyeballs left. I will place a gold coin on each eye, or however many eyes there are.
Okay. How many gold coins do you have in your inventory?
I have 10, so I'll take off 4.
4. Okay. You put 4 gold coins on the 2 corpses' eyes before you mold earth them into the ground. So Porunga is over there with the money. Anyway, do you guys have anything? Want to do anything else here, or you're pretty certain that you cleared out the anything that was of value, so to speak, on the cave? Do you guys wish to return to the Sour Vintage?
After a short prayer
Yeah.
of some kind, just a short personal prayer, Metius is gonna join the group, rejoin the group.
Okay.
Should we help give Tenacious or whatever his name was a proper burial, or should we just head back to town?
If you were to ask that out loud, Javon will kind of turn to look at you and say,
I will be the one to handle that. His family will want to know what happened here.
I'll just nod and let him go then. So
You have done us a great service. Even I'm certain Taneas would be happy that you managed to take down that creature. Hopefully, now no one else's lives are lost.
I'll just nod to Javen and say condolences. Thank you so much for your help.
He nods as he kind of
begins to carry Taneas's body like over his shoulders, almost like a fireman carry, as he begins to walk back in the direction that you guys came from. You guys get out of here as well?
I'm ready to head back when you all are.
Yeah.
In that case, you guys back to the Heartlands for now. As you, well, actually, just for an instance, while I go find the other map. As you guys begin to move back into the Heartlands, right into the vicinity of the Sour Vintage, rather, right away, you will begin to hear noise emanating from the Sour Vintage. At some point in the road, Javen kind of splits off from the rest of you guys, with kind of like this bittersweet smile, just kind of wishing you guys to enjoy your well-earned victory and celebration. As he goes off into a different segment of the land, you see him kind of like go off in the direction of what appears to be a couple of houses in the distance. However, Kyra, who's the one currently leading you guys back into Sour Vintage, just kind of turns back to look at you guys and says, "Now, make sure to put on a good face for this." And as she approaches the doors of the Sour Vintage, she kind of flings them open with like this very energetic movement, as she says,
"People of the Heartlands, your saviors have come. They are the ones that took down the great boar that threatened your land. But make no mistake, they are, of course, as humble as they are brave. But please do not let that stop you from engaging in a great applause for them." As she kind of like bows and takes like a side step to kind of like gesture at you guys, sort of signaling you guys to walk in. You do hear a lot of the villagers just kind of like stand up and kind of like begin to cheer. You actually see far more people here than you initially did when you first arrived. kind of like more citizens just have seem to have arrived here to kind of try and see what well, see you guys actually. There's like this thunderous like cheer that breaks out when you guys walk in. You do see the Itala, the barkeep, kind of like look to you guys, and you see her kind of like cheer with like this mug in tankard in her hand. Uh, you guys are welcomed as well as heroes here in the tavern slash inn. So I take it you guys will. Well, what do you guys do? Do you guys enjoy the celebration, or do you guys do anything, or just head off to sleep? Uh,
Um, my character would enjoy the celebration, and she would probably start performing like a song for everyone and like dancing about the tavern because that's what she does because she's a siren. Um, she would probably just mingle with everybody and
I'll
just
oh sorry.
no, go ahead.
I'll toss the bartender however much gold it costs, and I said drinks are on me tonight, and then that's it.
okay.
After thinking it over, I decided to share the gold and silver I found. So I give everybody 4 gold and 5 silver.
Okay.
Or gold,
Can I-
5 silver.
Go ahead and.
I'm the one playing my lute in the background when she sings.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, both of you make me a performance check.
Get off of me!
All right. As I'm dancing around, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself because, yeah. 1 second.
It's not the.
I can't get my character sheet to pull up. It's still loaded. Sorry, it's really slow.
Pog. Shredding it.
All right. You said a performance. You said.
Correct.
Bruh.
You can guidance yourself if you wish.
Oh, I rolled like crap today.
Cast.
Yeah.
I cast like bardic inspiration.
Bardic inspiration.
D6. Let's go. I haven't fallen asleep yet. I have one more bardic inspiration left. Let's go.
It could have been worse.
14. Let's go.
It shouldn't allow you to retroactively add bardic inspiration. That's not how it works. But for the purposes of this, I'll allow you to do that.
You're welcome.
It could have been a worse performance. You at first felt like you started out a little bit weak there. You started a little bit weak there, but then you kind of pick it up on the later half when you kind of it's you guys have different tempos. You guys go at different speeds, so you kind of have to get used to the music, the dancing, all of that. There's a there's some time, there's little time to get adjusted to it, but you kind of do your best with what you have on the fly. Uh, so, as you guys are celebrating this, at some point during the celebration, Kyra will approach each of you individually, and you see as she kind of pulls out like this weird sort of like arrows from her backpack. She kind of will begin to go around and hand it over one of you guys, to each of you guys, one of these arrows. Upon closer inspection, it appears that these arrows have a golden tip. She says as she's handing it over, "Here, have this.
It is not meant to be a weapon, by the way, but I believe that you deserve some form of reward for taking down that beast. Uh, this one should be worth quite the amount of money if you ever find yourself in desperate need of funds. Uh, I'm certain someone will want to buy this off of your hands.
It,
Go ahead.
can I inspect this arrow?
Yes.
Is there anything on it that makes it look like that could maybe tell me what it could be other than just a really fancy arrow?
Make me. What exactly are you trying to determine? This will determine what the check is.
I'd like to know if there was anything about it that is sort of that looks like it's divine in any way. I don't know if I could tell that necessarily.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Can I check the
I don't know.
silver spear I picked up earlier and see if it's like anything special?
Other than being silver. Well, roll me, I guess, an investigation check. Actually, no real check needed for that one. It is not really, anything too fancy. It's a silver spear. You would know that there are some creatures that are otherwise resistant to certain types of conventional weaponry, but silver seems to be, effective against those type of creatures. As far as magical or divine properties go for the arrows, Metius, there isn't. It just seems like to be a. It seems like there is no magical effect on this ones. They just seem to be really fancy arrows that could be worth something if you sell them.
Okay. And I would also like to, after doing I guess, a sort of modest bow to most of the patrons. At this table that I'm at, are the people that we spoke to earlier still there? Is it still the same people?
So they're still the same people, but the addition that there's like a couple more like individuals around that you see.
Well, I would go up to the table and address the people I saw there originally that told me that their friend was dragged off by this boar, and I would let them know that although the corpses inside of the cave were unidentifiable, whatever was there, I buried them and provided a proper offering to allow them to pass properly to I suppose the underworld or whatever it is.
Okay. Well, you approach them. You say this, and you see as they kind of like nod and kind of like solemnly with this like solemn expression in their faces, kind of cling their tankards together, chug like a drink, and then look back at you. And the gnomish woman will say, well, we heard beforehand, according to the barkeep. I'm not sure how she got the message, but we heard beforehand that you guys took down the beast. That's good. Now nobody else will have to go through the same things that our friend did. A damn shame though. At least, well, the thing is dead, and the people of the Heartlands can sleep soundly once again. Thank you, kind strangers. I guess not strangers anymore.
Of
Metius.
course.
Metius,
And
was it?
yeah, that's me. They call me Metius Manum Soul. And I'm glad we were able to help you in some way. I wish only that we could come here sooner. Once again, you have my condolences, and I will solemnly walk away.
A drink on your behalf, Metius, and on behalf of all of your friends. I mean it. As you hear them kind of like clank their tankards once again.
And with that in mind, I'm heading to the bar.
So, anybody wants to do anything of note during all of this, or shall
I forgot I was muted. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, nothing that we have to cover really, but I think I'd probably be trying to get to know the party better because we kind of just met, and
All right.
sounds like we're going to be getting to know, or sounds like we're going to be fighting shit together for a little while. So I'd probably be just like talking to everyone individually about like where they're from and all that.
Okay, you
Yes.
can roleplay that if you want to.
Well, we already kind of covered that with a lot of like the backstory stuff, but
I mean, okay. Fine. In that case, let me just check something. Well, like I said it during the pause, but just so that it's here for everybody. You guys did level up to level 2. So you guys will be having a long rest in the rooms of the Sour Vintage. Current lodging is on the house for the night. As you guys sort of thank you for what you've done for the people of the Heartlands.
Are we gonna do the same ruling with leveling up, where if we roll and it's lower than our average, take the average?
Correct. That is still.
Oh, I was about to ask that too. Thanks.
Yes, that is my house ruling. You guys can do that. Well, yeah, like I mentioned, in case for those who may have forgotten, the Roll20 sheet has a Charactermancer level up option known as Charactermancer Level Plus. You can click on that, and it'll guide you through the process of leveling up. Some of you, I believe some of your spellcasters may get the option to select their subclass at this level. That is not good HP
Nope.
from anybody.
Nope, I'm taking the average. I don't care. I'm
Let's
taking the
go.
average. I'm taking the average. Sorry.
You guys can make those of you who rolled below your class's average can take your average.
Oh, jack of all trades.
Resket, I believe you accidentally put average when you rolled higher than your average.
Wait, what?
You rolled twice. Your first roll was a 9.
Yeah, you rolled.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh,
Don't
I put it on the wrong one. Whoopsies.
So.
That would have been. There we go.
Okay. And as you guys are leveling up, do you guys want to do something of note, or perhaps just wish to get on a warm, soft bed and sleep for the night?
My character is a cleric, so she probably spent a good hour before bed praying to the 5 gods and telling them about essentially giving a rundown of how the day went. And that's about it.
Pog, I got an extra hit point. I have 15 now.
Okay.
Instead of 9, I have 15.
In that case, just as a bit of an aside, as you guys are, mingling amongst the the people here, you do receive a couple of words of of thanks, of congratulations for such a task, of gratitude, and you overhear a couple of things that the some of the citizens are talking behind their not behind your backs precisely,
How dare they?
but more so as a bit more of a shall we say a word that is being spread around. You somebody roll me a d8.
Who wants to do that?
I will. Oh, no, never mind. Pumo did it first.
Too fast. How much league?
You hear one of the groups of citizens, not the ones that were here already when you first arrived, but the ones that seem to have arrived recently. You overhear one of the group of citizens kind of like talk very very hush hush amongst themselves. You know, they seem to be talking about how one of you, you're not quite sure who, one of you seems to have inherited, is believed to have inherited a great fortune. As their lineage, their family seems to be quite important. Or was quite important. It's kind of hard to hear the conversation in its entirety. You hear another amongst one of you again. You just missed the name, or if they were who specifically they were talking about. That one of you secretly praises the Lady of Dreams, Lutheria. You know the that they're this image that you're portraying is that this person is portraying is but a facade. uh, and you overhear those type of rumors, uh, you know, about some of you amongst this group. You're not sure who specifically. Well, those of you who some of you will know, but whether you call them out or not, it's up to you. Uh, you guys spend a relaxing evening and night, sleeping in your assigned beds in the sour vintage. Uh, Eventually, the dawn comes once again, and well, let's try and see who wakes up first. Uh, Everybody, roll me a d20.
Tree.
We're not morning people.
We need a
Squishy
rest
groggy.
after beating up a boar.
We got too tipsy the night before.
Okay, damn, none of you guys roll like good at all.
Bed. You chose veg.
Nobody got above a 10.
Metius and Exandri, you guys wake up around the same time. Probably like 10, 5 minutes like in between each other.
Okay.
But you guys are seemingly the first ones to rise up in the morning. It is and a very slow morning in the sour vintage at this time of the day. It is around what would be around probably 8 a.m. So it is relatively early, depending if you're a morning person or not. You know, some of you are obviously not morning persons. As you fail to wake up quite early in the morning, but at the very least, Exandri and Metius, you guys are the first to wake up. What do you usually do, on your mornings?
Well, in this particular morning, I think that last night of revelry, Metius would have probably indulged quite a bit in some wine and maybe has a hangover of some kind, but is definitely trying to seem like he doesn't have one, and will, if we're kind of like 5 minutes, just basically 5 minutes of off. If I see Exandri pass me or like in the hallway, I'll motion to her and say good morning, and make my way over to the bar, hopefully for some breakfast.
She nods her head at him when he says good morning, but she doesn't speak because she's not a morning person. But her hair is probably a little estranged. It's not as well kept as it was yesterday. And she's just going to keep going and probably order some type of morning drink and then sit by the fire to write in her journal.
As you're, coming by, there's not as many people as there are here in the map. A lot of them went back home, but others did stick around, to whether because they passed out here and the owner just didn't like take them outside, or because this is just kind of where they hang out at the moment. It seems that with the boar gone, with the boar gone, many citizens have returned to their usual, routine. You do see as you come down the not down the stairs, come out from your rooms and come into the main sort of like hall. A Talat, the owner of the Sour Vintage, kind of sees you walk over and says, "Let me guess, breakfast? Don't worry, I'll cook something right away." That was covered in the original payment, by the way. She
Wonderful.
knocks, goes over to the door over here before she knocks on it. She asks, "Anything in particular you want to get?"
Anything in particular? If it was up to me, then I would say some kind of breakfast meats if you have it.
Right. And you? Looking at Alexandri.
The sea will be just fine.
She nods and kind of opens up this door. She begins speaking in Dwarvish to a couple of people on the other side of the door. You know, if you guys speak Dwarvish, you would hear that she basically, asks for, a meal, to your as per specifications. As she's doing this, the next person to rise up, Drakgar, and not too far behind Juno. Uh, Again, there's like a 5 minute or so like interval between you guys, waking up, and you would also. Well, what do you guys do in your mornings?
As I slowly wake up, I get out here and start heading back to the main area, and I'll say to the others, "Man, what a night! That was crazy."
That was quite the night.
And then I'll just.
So are we all awake at this point?
I'll say at this point you guys are all awake. You do see that
Cool.
Kyra is kind of with a more cheerful attitude. That before you saw her, she did have like that sort of like like energetic, like sort of like look to her. But there was like that tinge of seriousness, last the other day. Now she appears that sort of like grim seriousness that she had before is all but faded away. She now appears to be a bit more, bit more upbeat, shall we say?
Cat, what are you doing? Ow!
So,
Sorry about that.
as you guys all walk down, you guys will be served out a couple of breakfast, meals. Some are, meats of the sort. Others are, depending if you were to ask for this or not, more conventional, breakfast like eggs and the like. As all of this is happening, you do see as Kyra kind of grabs one of the chairs, moves it to the side, kind of carefully moves this currently sleeping dude to the side. To so she can get
She's just dragging his stool
10 out
around
of
the
10.
corner.
so she can
Absolutely 10 out of 10.
so she can get a little bit closer. You even like overhear her say something like, "Hey, excuse me." She as she like, moves the man to the side, uh, and she says, "So one more morning for the heroes of myth. I wonder what fate prepares for us." That's rhetorical questions. I definitely know what's going to happen now.
I need eggs.
I mentioned this to some of you the other day, but the time has come. Word has spread far and wide in such a short amount of time, and now Versi, the Oracle, wishes to speak to all of you.
This soon.
I'm afraid so.
I'm gonna look at Derek and be like, "It sounds like you know the Oracle. I think yesterday I overheard you say that you're really old and that you
He's a
needed
boomer.
Kyra to like exaggerate on your feats that you accomplished today for some reason. What's that all about?"
You'll figure it out once we go there.
I purposely scoot as far away from him as possible and take my food with me.
Ooh, an open spot. Can I have eggs?
Oh,
I tail looks back and says,
backfired.
"Sure, come in right." Uh, and she kind of like again it takes like a couple more minutes, but the meal is served. As Taylor goes back to kind of cleaning up tankers or making sure the place is like ordered. At some point she does kind of like goes up to the sleeping man over here and just kind of you see as she kind of like puts like a hand like on his neck to make sure he's still alive, checking his pulse, so to speak. And she just kind of like, after a couple of seconds of putting her hand there, she just kind of like nods and says, "All right, the man's still alive." So
Do
then,
do people often die when they drink here? Is that should that be a concern?
Oh no, that's not why I did that. They are. Trust me, everybody's fine after drinking some of the alcoholic beverages here. It was more out of because usually life starts pretty early here. Uh, Life starts pretty early around here, so I'm somewhat concerned when somebody doesn't wake up right away. Just go about your business. I'll make sure this man gets delivered to his home safely eventually. She goes back to kind of like making sure the whole place in order. Kyra then says, "Right, of course. I will not urge you guys or hurry you guys up. Go at your own pace. I'm sure the Oracle wouldn't mind waiting for a bit. Though, of course, I'm pretty sure she will want to speak to all of you eventually."
Okay. Can Exandri turn around and can she survey the room of the people who are left over from last night? Are any of the people who are still here, any of the citizens who took part in some of the rumors that were running around the place last night?
roll me a D100.
Oh, Jesus, that's a
1
Not
69.
100.
Damn.
shot.
Doesn't appear to. It seems that those people who did, took part in the rumors, were some of the people who were coming in and out of the tavern. So, at some point over the night, they just kind of left.
She's gonna look at Kira. She's gonna be like, is it normal for people to gossip
Oh, quite so.
during great feats?"
Oh, quite so. Especially if the persons in question of the gossip are the people of note, like all of you guys.
Cat's high again.
I myself have heard a couple of juicy stories about all of you, but it would be very rude for me to spread them around like this. So, however, I can't stop the villagers from doing that. It seems that the more you guys do for the people of Tylea, the more your stories will carry amongst the citizens. And of course, rumors accompanying those stories are inevitable.
She will nod her head in understandment. She's a little curious as to if there were any rumors about her, but she's not going to bring it up. Too many people around, and also, I guess I will say to the group, because this is probably the first time you've actually seen her without her hood up, her hair has naturally growing feathers out of it. And even though her hair is still up in her kind of sloppy morning bun, you could tell that like on the back of her neck, she also has like feathers that are slightly growing out of her natural skin.
Oh, cool.
You do kind of see that even though there's like few people here, there are some people that do kind of like look over at you guys. Before, their looks were of like wary, of caution, especially against some of the less human-looking ones amongst you, such as Juno, Drakgar, Derek, and I guess if anybody saw you, your face properly, Exandri, probably some looks would have been directed at you as well as Porunga. Actually, now that I realize everybody bought Metius, it's him. It's not. You know, you guys garner a couple of strange looks, but now, even though there's like considerably less people here, the looks are now less of caution and all of that, more so of like, yeah, there goes a fine folk, type of thing. Um, so, uh, would any of you guys want to do something in particular this morning? Uh,
You say there was a shop nearby
there are
earlier,
there are a variety of shops nearby.
or specifically ones like that I could like a weapon shop.
I'll say there is, weapon-esque shop, nearby. Don't expect anything like magical, to that extent, but mundane equipment, is easily procured from this one.
I'm just eating my eggs because I'm hungry. Nom, 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 nom.
Well, when I get there, I'm gonna attempt to sell my silver tip spear to the.
Let me double check something. About silver weapons. Silver weapons. Okay. You kind of walk into one of the shops around here. There are few and far in between, but the one that you walk into that appears to be the closest thing to equipment/weapon shop appears to be being manned by a a sort of like halfling looking gentleman. Uh, it appears that he's willing to buy your spear for hold on, this is used equipment, however. He's willing to buy your spear for 50 gold pieces.
The goal sounds good to me, and I'll hand him the spear.
The halfling, kind of, obviously, like the size difference between you and him is incredible. Because you're like little and he's like like hobbit sized. He, kind of just kind of drop the spear on him and kind of catches it like in like his hands above his head. Kind of inspects it for a moment, makes sure like it's not broken, it's not dented, anything like that. Kind of like, obviously the spear has seen some use, but he kind of like places it on the side, reaches under the counter, puts the bag of 50 gold on the counter.
And, I'll thank him, and then I'll walk out of the place.
Okay.
I followed him, and I want to ask the same guy if he could appraise an arrow.
Appraise an arrow. I figure you mean the gold.
Like to see how much it'll go for.
Kind of looks at it and says, "Well, I suppose it won't be able to be much use in actual combat, but it is a pretty fancily made arrow. I can give you, if you're going to sell this out here, I have little use for it in a more conventional sense, but I'm certain I can at least do 25 gold pieces."
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and sell it.
He hands you over 25 gold and takes the golden arrow. I swear, you guys never do an attempt to haggle. Anyway, you can go.
Not this early.
And then I just leave with Drak.
Okay. Anybody else doing something else?
Is there by chance like a potion store or something that would sell stuff like that?
Roll me a D100.
D100. If it'll let me. Ooh.
You are in luck. Not so much of a potion store per se. That's a bit too specialized for the countryside. But there is what appears to be a herbalism shop somewhere nearby that when you kind of like peek into it, they appear to have some potions.
Is there any way I could ask what type of potions they got? Like health potions or anything else?
You kind of ask around. There's like this this human-looking person that seems to be the one in charge of the shop. There seems to just be healing potions. More potions on the common side, so to speak. You know, as far as you can tell, seems to be the predominant. The predominant potions here. Though there are some that seem to be of a different color to healing potions.
Okay, so there's healing potions and there's also some other potions too, right? Or they're
Some-
healing potions.
Some that you don't quite recognize, but they don't seem like that's rare. Like they're not glowing.
They're not nothing special.
They're nothing quite too special. But you could always ask what they are.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was gonna I'll point to the other ones and ask, what do those do?
You kind of point. You see like this other 3 potions. One of them, however, looks less of a potion, more has like this weird sort of like a perfume-like, shape to the bottle. That one is kind of like placed a bit of way off to the side of of the rest of the potions. If you ask for the other ones, the man in charge would tell you that that is a potion of climbing.
Potion of climbing. And how much does that go for?
30 gold.
30 gold. Okay. And how much for the healing potion?
50.
50?
Mhm.
50 sounds kind of high. Would you do 40 since we took down the boar?
A persuasion check.
Mother trucker.
Yeah.
It's the fail.
The potion seller. I need your strongest potions. The potion seller, or herbalist, will say,
Trust me, we are really thankful for what you did for us. But, well, damage done to our land, that's not going to repair itself. I really wish
I understand.
I could put this cheaper for you, but we're gonna need the money to pay for reparations, request new materials from Astoria, and put ourselves to work.
I'll say I understand, and then I'll hand him the 50 gold.
okay. Damn, how do you have 50 gold now? Oh, because you sold the.
I just sold the spear, yeah.
I forgot.
I'm still under the impression that level 1, level 2 characters only have like the fucking like the 10, 5, 15 gold pieces they start with. So he hands you over the healing potion.
I will thank him, and then I'll walk out.
All right. Anybody else wants to get anything else before heading off to meet the Oracle? The Oracle.
He said he went. He said he went to a shop, correct, or some sort of shop.
There's a couple of shops here. Again, this is not like a town per se. This region that you're on, it's more like a settlement, where buildings are like are like along the stretch of the road.
I want to ask, just off a whim, if you've heard of dragon eggs or dragons.
You look like, what the fuck? Some.
Hey, I don't ask.
You ask like, I'll say you ask this like to somebody on the street. You're passing by. Hey, you've heard where to find dragon eggs? And the person just kind of like fucking looks at you, and they're like, no.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Okay, and he's kind of like go away. Uh, anybody else doing anything?
Matthias is going to ask the bartender where he can buy a tobacco pipe.
She looks over at you and says, "Well, I didn't expect you to be a smoker, sir. Uh, I suppose there is a general store nearby. However, I am willing to say that you can't take this off my hands for whatever price you think is appropriate." And you see her kind of like go around the on the wall, actually, right behind her. Kind of reaches into like this little, alcove, slash sort of like drawer that is there, and she pulls out what appears to be like a very old-looking pipe. Uh, she kind of says, "Now this one used to belong to my pa a long time ago, but I don't smoke, and it's not like this was part of the inheritance, so willing to part this off my hands if you can think of a price."
I'm not really sure of how much these things are worth or how much sentimental value it has to you, but I'm willing to offer you, I would say, 2 gold pieces for it. I think that is much more than what a pipe would go for normally.
It is, but hey, I'm willing to take it. If that's what you think is appropriate.
I do, especially since you've given us a lot of you've been very hospitable, and have excused a little bit of maybe of our rowdiness.
Well,
So I appreciate that as well. Just keep the rest as a tip.
that is called guest friendship, my friend. That many people who run businesses like this must abide by, Dylea. Don't get me wrong, even if the law wasn't a thing, I would still be happy to serve all of you the best way I can.
That is much appreciated. I will take the pipe and put it into my little pouch.
Okay. Grab the pipe. So, uh, let me just take a look at the time. Okay. So I believe we are currently reaching the reaching the time limit of our session. Do you guys want to call it here or continue going for a little bit to see what the next segment is?
Next
I
segment, let's
want
deal with
to
the-
at least put the tusk of the boars in my room for now, and then
I
I'll.
want to say you're not quite sure if you're going to be returning here. You sure you want to leave the tusk behind here on the Sour Vintage?
Oh, never mind. I'll ask the group what should we do with the tusks.
Well, we
Big
should certainly
boy,
keep
big
them for
carry.
now. They may these are tusks that are essentially, for better or worse, blessed
I'll-
by a titan. Correct?
sounds like it.
I can help probably. I can ask the Oracle to hold it on for us probably.
I can carry him. I'm pretty
You
strong.
big boy, you carry stuff.
I'm beefy big beef boy.
Okay. So, you strap on you strap the tusks to your back, and once you guys are all ready to depart, Kyra will say, "Well, it's going to be a bit of a bigger journey than the one that we took to get to the Boar. I hope you guys have packed everything up."
Sweet bitch.
I got everything I need.
We're good.
Yeah.
And that
I
was just a
appreciate
regular
the
potion of healing,
hospitality.
right?
What do you say?
That was just a regular potion of healing, right? Wasn't anything special
That was indeed,
that I bought.
a regular potion of healing.
Okay, thanks. I'm just making sure.
Decent.
So, uh, in that case, you guys depart from the south vintage. And as we're on the way there, random encounter time. I want anybody, to roll me a V100.
Good enough. I'll take it.
85. Just make sure. Where is encounters? Here we go. My bad. I misread.
Nope, didn't mean to do that.
I misread.
Raged. Wow, that's
I
good.
misread
That's
that.
good, man.
It's a D20 and then a D100. So roll me whoever.
Roll the D20. I'll roll the D20. I got it.
Ah,
There you go. And then
no, hold on. We're gonna be using the D100 from Alexandria.
right then.
18. And then that was a what? 85. Oh no.
100. Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty.
Nope, everybody's time to run. He's gonna summon a Tarrasque. Game
This
over.
is-
We're just running.
This is pretty bad.
I can take it.
So you guys are traveling. Hold on, let me see. Can I use something to mark your advance here through the lands party token? I'm gonna see if I can make one for next session.
Done yet?
I'm just for the moment. I'm just gonna use here we go, our dear Kyra as the party token until I can make one for next time. So you guys begin departing from the sour vintage. Let me see. You'll be around here. Kind of circling the mountains around the side to reach the Temple of the Oracle. As you're just about to exit the tree line of the nearby forest, you decide to make camp for the day. You're not gonna get to the Oracle, in a single afternoon, a single day rather. And as you're making camp, for the time being, the quiet of the evening is broken. There are some mournful howls that seem to permeate the night. It is not until you properly turn around that you realize the source of this house. Before,
It's the bear owl.
well,
Or whatever that thing is.
that's not what it was called. Let's
The bear.
For the purposes of this, I'm gonna use a old and faithful, reliable battle map here. Place yourselves.
Oh, I remember this one.
We killed the goblins here.
Somewhere around. This is not the same map, by the way. It is.
Oh, it looks like
It's
it.
made by the same people. A shout out to Neutral Party for providing this map. Place yourself somewhere around this area. As you kind of turn around and realize that, oh, this could be pretty bad, you come to a realization that the howls, growls, and the like that you begin to hear rather, in your vicinity seem to be coming from all around you. At first, you believe, oh wait, it's only like 3 wolves perhaps, but then 3 became 4, then 4 became 5, and 6, 7. Suddenly, a dozen wolves are all around you.
Oh shit.
Yay, doggies.
Damn.
And as if that wasn't enough, from the hill, from the top of a incline nearby you, around here, you see
A big
walking over the top of the incline, this really large, almost horse-sized, like wolf, that walks to the top of the incline. You guys are looking at all of these guys can like come up from the darkness. Juno, you might not want to be all there for by yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're.
No, I just put my character down. I don't.
I did say like around here
Specify.
where I pinged.
Yeah, I'll stay there.
And as all of these wolves are appearing, you hear Kyra kind of like, I forgot to place down her token, but you hear Kyra kind of like lean over to you guys, and just say, let's make sure that your legend does not end by the hands of mere wolves. It is as these wolves begin their descent upon all of you guys that we are going to end the session right there. In the random encounter that you have both Pumo and Cass to thank for.
I rerolled 100 and what? 5-6.
I'll take a pit.
Yeah, just friggin' bury them all in a pit.
Just take a huge pit.
All right.
I remember now. This time they can jump.
Hey man,
Boo.
what happens with jumping rules in D&D? Just a bit of an insider info. If you guys would have rolled decent survival checks, Boar wouldn't have known that the trap was there.
Yeah, those survival checks are pretty tough.
We did pretty well in the fight, though.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Oh shit, I forgot to stop recording. For those who may be watching this later on, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys stay tuned for the the campaign. Let's see how this Odyssey continues. And like that, we'll be ending the recording.